Okay, right. Hello, everybody. Let's jump straight into it. You five are aboard the skiff, supposedly under the control of Skeeve, the honest trader who got you to load cargo onto it and then fled the station. As you were making your way towards Hutt's Canyon, there was this mega droid which stepped up in front of you. It looks like this. It's sort of knuckles forward on these massive arms. Under normal circumstances, the arms would reach into trash and grab stuff and sort of block it, break it down into little chunks, and then drop it down. It seems intent, however, on grabbing your skiff. I don't think we had rolled initiative, so I think this is a perfect moment for us to do that. So, Whis, if you can give me your initiative, that would be great.
Ouch is 8.
Oh, yes. Okay, good. Lexi?
12.
Itura?
8.
Oh, great. Shao?
17.
There you go. Zep?
Me and Natura connect on a spiritual level. I also got an 8.
You and Whis and Itura, you all got 8. What is your dexterity, Whis?
Dexterity 10.
What's your dexterity, Itura?
+2, 15.
And yours, Zep?
+1.
All right, so it is actually Itura on, I'm going to say, on 9, Zep on 8, and Whis on 7, just so we have a standard rate of order. And my droid is going on a fantastic 1. So you all get to act before anything else happens. So Shao, you are acting first. Skeeve is piloting this thing, and he's shouting, shoot it!
I'm the last person we want to go first.
What is Shao doing?
Panicking.
Shao will, just freaking out, will nervously pull out his shiny, clean blaster that's been fired one time and fire it a second time. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Make your attack.
With his eyes closed.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
15.
15. You fire at this thing, and your blast, it's very close, but unfortunately it's wide. By a few inches. I mean, it's only about 15 meters tall, so several stories high, but you just miss it.
Should have looked.
Are you gonna do anything else?
No, I think that's it. I'm just trying to look at the gun and one day.
One day. There you go. Lexi.
So this machine is like, where's its base, if that makes sense?
So it has these very stumpy back legs, which it shambles around on. And you're in a canyon of rubbish, scrapped bits and pieces. And it's basically colossing over you, standing over the canyon. You're flying towards it. It's grabbing bits of metal and stuff. Now that it's seen you, its head sort of turned towards you, and its focus is on you. And then a blaster shot goes wide just near its head.
Is there a way that we could, do I look like I could get through it, around it with some fancy driving if I just pushed
the length of this
Skeeve out the way?
Yeah, the length of the skiff is the problem. Because it looks like it rotates on its legs, so it can rotate to 360. So even if it missed you from the front, it could possibly turn around and grab you from the back. As this is going through your head, Skeeve shouts, "If he gets the barrels, we're all dead."
Oh no.
Right. Okay. So I think Lexi will pull out her stun rifle then. She's going to aim for she wants to assess a vulnerable place if she can, on this machine. So to disable an arm or a leg or its movement, she's just trying to disable it. And she'll turn and say to Itura, Have you still got some of them explosive-y things?
She seems happy. Give me a disabled
But
device
it's
check.
feet. A disabled device.
Yeah.
Don't think that's the thing I'm good with.
I know someone's got disabled device in the group. I don't know if it's you though.
Yeah, I don't have it.
You don't have it, and I think it's only you have to be trained in order to be able to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then in that case, then just give me an intelligence check as you try to look for a weak spot on this droid.
Oh, it's just all my thing, you know.
If you hit it straight in the chest, you will definitely cause it to malfunction. That's probably its weak spot. They're trying to be cunning, you see. Yeah. Yeah. You have no idea.
No. I got 4.
You're
Okay, so I'll just shoot it. And
Okay.
I'll shoot it like, for my original thought was just shoot it in the leg, I guess, just to slow it down or something.
Perfect. Make your attack.
So this is my rifle. Oh my days. 7.
So yes, a piece of junk about 20 meters to the left explodes in a sparking shower of bits of metal and bullet. Skeeve shouts, shoot it? Itura?
So let me get this straight. I'm sitting at the back of the ship
Sure.
with a lot of canisters, possibly containing explosive fluid
That, possibly.
or something flammable. I wish to use my skill demolitions.
Uh-huh.
And you said that the feet are with us in the canyon?
Well, that you're racing towards them rapidly, yes.
Yes, I can just hold it out and
Okay. Give me a demolitions check then.
that's a natural 20 and it's plus 6.
All right. So you are trying to blow out one of its legs. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And while I'm rigging it up, I'm like, I have no idea what this stuff is, and I've not done this before, but it might be a big boom.
Go for it.
Skeeve shouts at you, "That's thermalite. It's very explosive.
All the better.
It's worth a fortune."
So are lives.
Eh.
Also, I don't really think it's yours.
1 barrel less.
Think of it this way: lose 1 barrel, lose them all.
Yeah, all right, if you put it that way. Okay. All right, so Itura, you're busy. How are you going to try and get this thing to connect with its leg? You can fly close to it and then try and hook it on?
Yeah, timer would be nice to just like toss it because I think the legs are big.
They are big legs, absolutely.
Yes. I would just wish to toss it at it. While
Okay,
we're
they're
passing the legs.
quite big. They do have their own repulsor lifts in terms of being able to float, but you can't throw with a repulsor lift because it's designed to stabilize itself. So it will require 2 of you to be able to lob this thing and hopefully get it high enough. But the barrel, with your demolitions check, you know that you need to be a good 50 meters away before it explodes, because otherwise it will just vaporize everything around you.
Okay, then would I know that if I hit it with my Riri, the rifle, that it would explode?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, very
Then
much
just like toss it behind and aim.
Okay, so that's the plan. All right, perfect. All right,
If
so
we
that's
need to
what
have some distance.
you're busy prepping for that. That takes us to Captain Zep.
Does this thing got any optics?
It does seem to have an array of sensors on the front of its head. You can see there's some light sources and then several eyes sensors that it would use.
Not the best shot in the world, but nothing gambled, nothing gained.
That's true. You're going to try and shoot for one of its sensors. Make your attack.
Yes. That would be 15.
15. Like Shao, very close, but still not an actual hit. Not an actual hit, sadly. So there you are. This thing is for all of its size, it's moving quite erratically and quite quickly towards you with this weird sort of lumbering run. If you've ever seen a gorilla run, you'll realize the back feet are a lot shorter. So there's a sort of knuckling motion as it's thundering towards you. You going to do anything else?
No, I think that's it for me.
Okay. Whis?
Well, with only lightsaber, I didn't read the stuff about throwing the saber, but
How good is your force pull once you've thrown the lightsaber? Because
well, I knowing myself, I will throw it and no more saber.
Never seen that again.
Well, I don't know what to do now.
all right. Well, if you're at the front of the skiff, you can ride it out. Basically, as you say, you have a lightsaber. The skiff will be passing, by the way, at the end of this round under its feet.
Well, if we are close enough, then I may try just slashing it.
Okay, perfect. So you'll wait until the skiff gets underneath, trying to slash it. Captain Skeeve is trying his best to weave the skiff around so that there's less chance of it going. This will set the armor. I was about to say this will set the armor class of the vehicle. He rolled a natural 1, so his weaving, whilst being cautious, is more of a straight line than anything else. And he's possibly even slowed down a little bit to make sure that the creature's really confused. It'll grab in front of us. Watch. It's good. Yeah. No.
Who is better at piloting? Just take the wheel.
All right. This large mechanical hand is now coming directly towards the skiff. You did say, Whis, that you were waiting for it to arrive, so you get to make a lightsaber attack against it.
Now I will try to slash it. Well, that's 6.
You swing wildly. Swing wildly. There are microbes in the air that die a horrible death. A million little voices cry out if they could, but the claw unfortunately does not hit you. It does hit the skiff because anything can hit the skiff. The skiff has got, I'm going to say the skiff has got 40 hit points. This thing, as the claw slams into the side of it, it kind of wrenches bits of skiff away as it's busy pulling. And it does 18 points of damage to your skiff. So your skiff is sparking. There's smoke pouring out of the one side. The whole thing lists dangerously to the left. All of you need to give me dexterity saving throws, please. Reflex saving throw.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I didn't like the sound of that.
I'm putting that dice in dice jail, and I'm going to use my other easy roller dice.
I'm just going to move through. That's why they gave you so many sets.
We are going right into the junk.
I got 12.
All right, so Lexi, you got 12. Whis, what did you get?
8.
Itura, what did you get?
20.
Oh, you got the 20. That's why you were holding it up. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was the 20 or the 2. Okay, so that's fine. Shao, what did you get?
5.
Zep, what did you get?
15.
15. Okay, so Shao and Whis, you guys
it's
have...
the repeat from the episode 1.
I think so. The two of you have not got sea legs. The skiff lurches to the side. You're both thrown. You can give me, if you please, give me a jump check, which is strength-based. Another one of your great attributes. I know these are all good attributes, right?
It's worse than my reflex save. 16. So.
16. Okay.
Better, please. Better, please.
Maybe she could try diplomacy
16.
with it.
16. The two of you, as you're both lurching and falling and slipping and sliding, manage to grab a railing on this skiff. And you are now hanging off of the side of the skiff next to each other, but holding on to the railing as the skiff is going forward slowly because reasons. So that's where the two of you find yourselves. We're back to the top, and that takes us to Shao. You're hanging next to Whis. You can see that the other hand is now coming down, and it's going to try and catch the speeder in its hands.
Oh my gosh. Well, first things first, I'll try and climb back over the rail.
Okay, give me a climb check.
Okay.
Just working through all those skills that you went, I don't need that.
Yeah. 13.
13. All right, yeah, kicking the air and heaving and huffing and hauling. Eventually, you manage to drag your sorry self up onto the side of the skiff, which is listing to starboard quite heavily.
Okay. Whis, you're probably better suited to handle this kind of thing, so I'm going to grab his hands and start helping him up.
Fantastic. Okay, lovely. That will give you... I'm going to bring in that mechanic. That'll give you advantage on your climb check. It'll give you plus 4 to your climb check, Whis, when we get to you. Lexi.
Lexi is going to shove Steve into the passenger seat.
Hey!
Get out! She's going to tell the people in the back to get to the port side of the ship, the side that's, so where that
Right.
balance this thing out a little bit. And then she's going to see if she can just outmaneuver these claws, either by like skidding to a sideways. I don't know how maneuverable this skiff thing is. Skidding to a halt sideways as it comes down, or just maneuvering at the last second. Thing to just,
Got you.
Yeah.
All right.
Avoid
So
being caught.
you are desperately trying to do that. Would you please give me a... do you have vehicle operations or pilots?
I have pilot, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, pilot.
Okay. Give me a piloting check as you try and maneuver this thing around.
Nice. Okay, so that's 15.
15. Yeah, that's very good. So that is what you have contributed in terms of the defense of this craft as it's trying to get away from this creature. Zep. No, Itura.
Well, I'm trying to shoot the canister. I'll shout to Lexi, like, what?
You would drop the canister this round. Last round, you were busy getting it to the side and getting it ready.
Oh,
Sorry.
I thought you said that ending of last round I could get it.
Did I? Yes, I probably did. So, all right. So, yes,
Yeah,
the canister is
'cause
now
we're
on the ground.
moving.
Correct. You're not yet far enough away that you think you'll be in safe blast radius.
Okay, can I prepare an action?
Yes, you can. So as soon as the
Okay.
craft has moved, all right, so that's fine.
I'm going to shout to Lexi, like, keep her relatively steady, and I'm going to, like, press my leg onto Captain Zep or something to, like, try and
All right.
wedge myself into a secure position and be like, okay, yeah.
All right, lovely. So that is exactly what you're doing. Captain Zep, the wedge.
You know what? I'm gonna try and help race her.
Nice. Okay, I like that. Give me a strength check, because I don't think there's anything that really kind of fits with human bracing.
Okay, I need to play the lottery at this point. 15 again.
15. There you go. That's going to give you a plus 4 to your check. Because you being braced by the captain. He is holding you in place. Is it a Titanic moment? Because you're at the back of the skiff. Wind blowing in the hair. You kind of, no? All right.
Well, the leg was slapping him in the face, probably.
Whis, you get to make your climb check. You have plus 4. Courtesy of Shao.
So it's dirty 20.
Ah, there we go. Lovely. Dirty 20, you are hauled up quite easily. That's your movement. You do still have an attack if you wanted to do something.
If I can slash this thing.
All right, so you're also going to wait for the hand to come down again, or for both hands. You're going to go for the left or the right hand?
Well, whichever comes first.
All right. Okay, not a problem at all. You're holding for that, and that takes us through to the creature. So, Whis, you can attack.
Be better this time. 16.
16.
So
It
much
is a hit. An
good.
absolute hit on the hand. Do your damage.
2d8. Where is the d8? 1 second.
You slice at it. Your lightsaber's blue.
5.
5 points damage. You slice into this large hand and you cut open the metal placing, revealing several of the electronics and hydraulics and things underneath it. It doesn't seem to do much other than the hand pauses very briefly as it's trying to close around this thing. The creature gets to make, and it makes 2 attacks as a matter of fact, because it's 2 hands coming in. The one has a -4 on it because of your attack. That will be the blue one. So that would be a...
Does my didn't dodge and do anything?
It does. It means that it has to hit an armor class of 15 rather than 1. So that does make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yes, so the first attack, it gets plus... Really? Wow. Okay, so the first attack, which was with the -4 penalty, puts it on 6. Okay, so that would be... All right, so that's a miss because that's a 14. And then the second one is 24. So that's definitely a hit. It does its damage. Your skiff is leaking at the moment.
Oh.
And that puts us on 8. And 6 is 14 points of damage. That's very close. That's very close. You've got 8 hit points left. Your skiff is rocking. And there's smoke pouring out of the side of it. Your speedometer, this little digital readout is just dropping down as your ship is losing power rapidly. And that means it is now up to Itura. You have your +4 to shoot as you are now, what you think, far enough away from the blast radius.
Does the sharp-eyed feet help
What does
with
it do?
rifles? For everything, search and sense motive +2.
Oh, no, it won't
But
help in
no,
this case. Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, +4.
Mhm. You line out the shot. Captain Zepp embraces.
And there's smoke in my eyes because that's a 9.
Even with the +4?
That's a 5 that I
I see. Very well. You shoot at the barrel. There's a puff of dirt as it's just short of the barrel. The creature is now rotating on its central axis so that it can spin around and attack you next round. That does take us to the top of the round. Shao, you're up. What are you doing?
Everybody, get that barrel.
Oh, look at my pistol again. Shake my head. Oh, if there was ever a time. 20, not 20.
A natural 20. Well,
Yeah.
the force moves in mysterious ways. Shao fires out of his near-perfect blaster. The blaster impacts that barrel, and there is this almighty explosion from underneath the creature. You watch as the flames rip up and blast through one of its legs, cutting it sheer off just from the impact. I need you to make me a pilot check, please, Lexi, because you're hit by this wave of heat and energy. The craft is already very, very badly damaged, but the whole beast just falls into this great big pile of smoke, dust, debris, and bits of starship.
That's a 10.
You managed to hold the craft, but I want you to roll a 1d10 for me and tell me the number.
Five.
As you are desperately trying to keep this craft going, Bits of droid and shrapnel are falling down around you. You're trying to weave as best you can, but she's sluggish to starboard. She doesn't even want to go to port. Speeding up seems impossible, and then these great big chunks of debris land on the deck. I need all of you to roll a d20, please, and if any one of you roll the same number that I roll, one of those barrels is going boom. All right. Mine was number 7. Did anyone roll a 7?
It's going.
Uh-oh.
You got a 7, Whis?
I have 6, but
No, that 6 is fine. Did anyone roll a 7? Captain Zep? Okay.
well,
Okay.
that's the end of the game. Goodbye.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
New characters.
You all take 80 d10 damage and all right. So
No, we don't want that.
as this chunk is sailing down towards you, everyone sort of looks up. In slow motion, this thing starts to fall directly towards the barrels. Lexi, you pull hard on the gear stick to try and or the controller to try and move it left. Everyone's like, no. And that chunk suddenly stops in midair and then flicks to the side as your skiff grinds to a halt in the sand. Standing on a ridge is a figure that you recognize, Whis. It is definitely Valona, the Jedi hand outreached, as obviously Valona was reaching out to desperately save the disaster that could have been.
I think as soon as this
Bless
thing
the phones.
stops, Lexi's out of it like greased lightning. It's on fire. There's flammable things in it. She's just like, right, I'm out of here. And
Itera's probably around like Captain Zip's neck like a marmoset or something.
Well, that was fun.
Are you disembarking, Captain Zep, with your your Twi'lek fur?
How much would one of those barrels weigh?
Each barrel weighs approximately 20 kilos, 40 pounds, somewhere on there.
Okay. Can Zep get one of those barrels out of there while he
You can certainly try. It's
Well-
not too difficult.
I like to try because I'd like to not leave this guy with nothing.
All right, so that's what you're doing, Shao.
Shao will stand up and shakily pat himself off, just creating this big dust cloud, and look around for Skeeve.
Yeah, he's busy grabbing one of his barrels.
Oh, he's fine. Okay. Then yeah, I'll just get off the ship and just kind of collect myself.
You can see Lexi is running away from the skiff at speed.
Then I'll start hurrying after her.
Whiz?
I just go run to Elmar.
All right, so that's where you're going. Captain, you get one barrel off. Skeeve gets another barrel. And you all start heading in the direction, I'm assuming, of Lexi. Or are you going to go back, Captain?
And
Depends. What is Skeeve doing?
Skeeve is looking at the skiff on fire and trying to work out how many meters away he is from it. He grabs
So
his
that's what
barrel
I'm
and
gonna
then
do.
carries on running after Lexi.
I'm following after Lexi.
With a Twi'lek riding you all the way. faster, Captain.
well,
Yes, miss.
Oh, my back. Oh, God.
I wanted to make sure that our droid is still with us. Nothing happened to him.
Yeah, that's right. The droid was with you. So there is a very sorry state. The droid is there, but he looks at you and he gives you this very sad whistle.
Oh.
And you can see that a metal shard has punctured through his right arm and into the skiff itself, and he can't kind of move.
Was it Lappy or the new one?
No, I don't think you took the protocol droid with you, did you?
No.
No, A.
We have the Star Mech.
So that was Lappy.
This is L7P5, yeah.
I would be trying to get him up.
You're riding the captain at the moment. Well, there's a turn of phrase. Yeah, so Whis, that's what you see.
I should have just helped him rather than run.
You're going to go back for him?
Well, yes, I'm going back for him. I can
Use
just
the force.
cut the debris with saber and take him.
Ah, nice. Okay, absolutely. Give me an initiative check as you just slice through the debris.
1.
You're not making this easy. You're not making this easy. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Easy Roller Dice. So,
It's
all right.
the grey side.
Yeah, it's the grey side. Absolutely. You slice through the debris. As you do so, you hear this sort of spark short, and L7, his dome rotates towards you. And you see his little iris open up wide. And then there's a minor explosion. It isn't one of the main barrels. It does seem to be from the skiff's engine itself as it's giving out. And there's just a spark of electricity and fire. You take 3 points of damage.
So it's 3 points to the vitality.
That's correct. Vitality first, then wounds.
Yep. Okay, so I have 5.
All right. And then with that, you cut him free, and both of you can race away from the skiff. The moment he's free, he initiates the surprise tech that no one knew about, and he just ignites his rocket and sails away. Because that's now a new thing.
Yes. Good.
All right, so he just takes off, leaving you. Eventually, all of you are gathered around Skeeve. He's sort of turned away, looking. You're all looking at the little skiff in the trench, a good distance away. And suddenly, there's a single explosion, and then a bigger one, and then even a bigger one, and this warm wash of energy makes its way to you and past you, sort of hair ruffling. Well, I was hoping for more, but I guess. He looks at the barrel that you're holding, Captain.
I'm going to hold it out to him. Sorry, it was the best I could do.
You're giving me your second barrel?
Yeah.
Wow.
Should keep
Well, I
him.
didn't expect that. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Sorry about your skiff, Skeeve.
Well, it was friends anyway.
So would this friend be a rather angry Wookiee?
Yeah. He may or may not have agreed that I could use the skiff today. That's or ever, actually. But it's fine. With this, I will be able to buy him a new skiff. Or
Nice.
buy me a new skiff. And then I won't have to bother him again.
Well, you have fun with your honest business.
Right. He grabs one barrel in each hand and starts trudging down. He points, oh, by the way, Hutt's Canyon is just on the other side of that ridge, and you can see that Valona is standing on the ridge, quietly waiting for everyone to eventually make their way up to him.
Well, you held up your end of the bargain and got us here, so safe travels. Try and stay out of trouble there.
Same to you folks. Same to you folks. He starts trudging away. You head up to... well, you guys are free to do as you choose.
I'm heading to the Jedi.
Same.
I'm dismounting Captain and walking with my own feet.
I think Lexi just walked past Shao as well. It just like claps him on the back. It's just how good shooting that was. That was fantastic.
Third time's the charm.
Thank you.
You should make a little wee drawing of that later in your book.
Oh, great idea.
All right.
He's kind of swelling up with some pride.
Do what you do when you set your mind to it. You blow things up.
That was quite exciting.
First time, always it.
In the distance, explosions continue to burn and rock the remains of the skiff and the droid.
Yeah, but we don't look back.
No, you don't look back. No, definitely.
Guys, don't look at explosions.
Walk away in slow motion.
That's it. That's it. You eventually arrive at this poor Jedi who's going to die of old age before you get there. You eventually arrive at Valona, and he nods at all of you. He looks at you, Whis.
Thank you, friend. We would be done if not for you.
It would appear that I do not need to intercede in matters. You seem capable of destroying yourselves without the assistance of a Sith.
Well, stuff happens, you know.
It would appear so. Come with me. They will send out a recovery crew for the droid, and we don't want to be here when they do so. It is not far. Are any of you injured?
No, I don't think we are injured much.
He leads you down the other side of the ridge and through several piles of junkyards. You can see that he's obviously been here for quite some time. And eventually you get to... At first it just looks like another pile of junk until he opens a door that originally was a door into the side of a starship, an airlock of some kind. Inside is a fairly well-appointed space. Chairs recovered from 15 different starships sit around an old Dejaric table, and there are various sort of other cabinets and things around. He pours fresh water for everyone. Now, I have been in communication with your master. It seems that there seems sort of Sith involvement, and you now have absolute proof that there is a Sith operating in the area. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. It's a lady Sith. She didn't say her name, but she was quite powerful.
I would imagine that that would be Darth Volgane. She was quite prominent in her activities within the Sith Empire. Well, at least her namesake was. We believe this one is emulating the original Darth Volgane from several thousand years ago. Either way, it doesn't matter. It means she's active in this area, and I cannot think why. This is a desolate place in the galaxy.
It may have something to do with those crystals we recovered.
Peter up. Gives the notebook.
The pages.
Yes, and the Jedi stone, that there was some writing on it.
This looks very old to my eyes. I am uncertain as to the exact translation. You can see he's slowly trying to read through it. You have this governor's data crystals, you said?
Yes, we have them.
Have you interpreted them yet?
Yes, we did. I have recorded what our protocol droid said about it. I can give you the recording stick so you can listen to it. And I give him the stick.
Lovely, lovely. I am not particularly familiar with this Farith system, but your master said that it has been labeled as off-limits to the Jedi. That is highly irregular. Further investigations on his side, from what I understand, have simply resulted in a no-go zone.
So even he didn't get access to it.
Now, it does not appear that anyone aside from those who are on the Jedi Council might have access to this information. It seems to me that either that is something highly irregular, or there is true danger there. Either way, I cannot break my actions here on the planet. I am involved in a very delicate negotiation for peace between the locals and the scrappers. It might very well be nothing. But if, as you say, Darth Volgane is here, she is here for a reason. Do you have a starship?
Well, we have one. It's not the best one, but it's...
There's nothing wrong with it. Why did
She's
you
the
say this?
prettiest.
Well, it's at least it's flying.
Yes.
Oh, at
Perfectly fine
least.
as well.
You don't seem to have a problem flying on it.
Well, it's good. No, well,
I'm just giving you a hard time. It's junk.
You are the captain of this vessel. He
Yep,
says, looking at you, Zep.
that I am.
Would you be interested in traveling to this Farith system to determine the true nature of what is located there?
You know, I'm getting old, and I don't want to get old and say I've done nothing. So let's do it.
I need
As long
a
as my
moment.
crew's okay with it.
I have 5,000 credits, which I'm willing to pay you if that would help.
You know, that might just help.
Right. I need to have a word with with the Padawan in private, if you do not mind. Avail yourself of food and drink. I have an old skiff which, if you promise not to blow up, you can use to take you back to the spaceport.
Right, yes. Normally I'm in the business of fixing things, not blowing them up, but well.
We're
This
fresh
one
out
here,
bombs too.
She likes the explosions.
well, our droid need some fixing right now.
Yeah, L7 sort of lifts up his pierced leg and whistles sadly. Padawan, if you would accompany me, please.
Yes, my friend.
Itura, what are you doing while this is going on?
I'm whispering to the captain's ear. How about the energy discharge at the edge of the system? How do we work around that?
I'll tell you this, Tora. I'm not the smartest person, so if you come up with a good plan, I'll follow it. But for energy discharges, that's far beyond me.
Well, I guess we have some time to try and figure out what it might be. I'm in.
I will just say that you are on a planet that's full of starship scrap. Whis, you are taken aside by this old friend of yours, and he closes the door and then looks at you. I am disturbed by what I'm sensing in you, Padawan. How do you feel?
Well, I feel normal, I think. Don't think the dark side has a hold on me.
I don't think it necessarily does have a hold on you. I don't sense much light side either. Have your interactions with your friends perhaps sullied your initial oath to the Jedi?
Well, they are all good people. I don't think that's the case.
I see. Whis, do you think there is a reason why, when we both graduated, I have risen in the rank to Jedi whilst you have remained a Padawan?
It may have something to do Maybe that's why Master sent me to journey and learn more.
I see. My advice to you, young Padawan, would be to question your true motivation. Understand what drives you in the Force. Then perhaps that might guide you down a path towards the light side.
Well, that's a sound advice.
Yes. Perhaps a return to Tython might be in order for you. Spend more time meditating in the temples.
Well, that may be the case, but I don't know what my master will think about it. He sent me to travel. Maybe I should go visit some Jedi Temples. And as we speak, there is a temple in the planet we are going to. So maybe that will help.
Perhaps it will. Perhaps it will. Very well. Is there anything else that I might be able to assist you with? We have been friends for a very long time, and...
Well, I think it's okay, but when I met the Sith lady, I just ran away. Not just I was just scared of her. I couldn't do a thing. I just went and ran back to the ship.
That is the power of the dark side, for sure. And you should not think any poorly of yourself. If this is Darth Volgane, then even I, or even your master, would be reluctant to engage in open combat, and certainly not on her terms. She is particularly powerful and should not be taken lightly. I think that you did the right thing, given the situation. If you were to be captured, heaven knows what she might do. Possibly try and convert you to the dark side, for example.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
Yes, I would guard myself against that specific outcome. If she could gain a foothold within our orders, that could be dangerous.
Do you have any information on her, so I might learn from that, so to avoid something bad happening?
You would have to travel back to Coruscant and the Jedi archives there, I am afraid.
Oh.
I do not know, and out here it's difficult to get specific information. I can do some snooping around, but I doubt it would help you. My advice would be to avoid her at all costs.
Yes, I think I will do that. And when I will see her, I just try to get away.
I think for now that's the best approach.
So I think that's all I needed to know.
Yes, indeed. Practice your mantra, purge yourself of emotions, and try to remember what you were taught, Whis.
Yes.
He leads you back out. What have the four of you been doing whilst Whis has been having a heart-to-heart?
Okay, I saw this on a holo show. If we can get an old shield capacitor from one of the larger ships, we can actually use it to absorb excess energy. Most likely what they're doing to blow out the shields, I'm betting. I saw that. Of course, it failed in the show, but it'll work for us.
Sure.
Lexi, you can give me a repair
droid.
check.
Oh, I'm fixing the trying to repair the droid anyway as well.
Okay.
Fix his poor little arm. Oh, natural 20 on fixing our droid.
Oh, he whistles happily as you've patched him up quite smoothly. And with that roll, you listen to Captain Zepp's plan. It's crazy, but it might just work.
Oh.
There's only one slight snag. In order for in order for a shield capacitor to actually absorb the amount of, to absorb damage, it needs to be powered up. So there is a slight risk, very slight, however slight, very slight risk, that when the shield capacitor is overloaded by whatever this protection thing is around the system, there's a very teeny weeny small, I mean, it's so insignificant, it's really not worth mentioning that the entire ship might just explode. But we're literally talking less than 23%.
That's a big percent. It's like, right, well, I mean, that could work, but it could also be very bad. If you think that explosion was small. Anybody else? Any other?
It is a solid idea. It is a solid idea. And you're fairly certain that it will work. But there is a risk. There's always a risk. And strapping a gigantic shield generator or capacitor to the side of your ship is going to make her fly like a very, very unhealthy animal.
What?
Max Stardiver hasn't let me down yet.
Captain, what if there's a refresh rate on the energy pulse? Could we send in some scout junk or satellites to check if we can just slip our way through? I do
That is one way.
Well,
the idea of
our protocol droid seems to take a lot of energy, so we may redirect it to
Wait,
him.
just
use him as a fuse.
what is wrong with you people? I'm beginning to have regrets.
Well, if we found a large weapon of some sort, like a cannon, and hooked it up to the capacitor, then when a capacitor gets overcharged, it fires off the weapon and just sends all that energy out into the void. Or it blows us up, one of the two. I'm not sure.
Yes, and we hook Abe in between.
I might be able to help, but I would need to be able to reach out to my people. And I'll look around this ship or base.
Oh.
Is there any kind of long-range communications?
There is indeed.
Would I be able to reach all the way back to the Moncala system?
Yeah, it will. You'll have a few seconds delay, but you certainly can.
Okay. So I'd like to use the Noble's Favor ability.
Right.
Call in a favor that should help with the situation, and then you set the DC based on the scope of the favor.
Right.
So I'm going to reach out, knowing that Quarren have a kind of reputation, and the Quarren that usually set out from our home planet are kind of like shady Space Lanes characters.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe they could have some way of getting into these like high security type places with
Gotcha.
either unnoticed or getting through some kind of obstacle like this.
Some cloak technology.
Okay,
Maybe
it's a
we
pretty
could
big
find-
favor. That's a pretty
Yeah.
big favor.
Dice to fail me now.
What roll do you make?
It's a favor check, and I have a +3.
Okay.
And then set the DC based on how hard it is.
You go for it.
Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. Ooh, I rolled 18, +3, 21.
You send out your long-range communication, and is this to Jiku? Jiku Jemdab, your old ally?
Yeah, that would probably work.
All right.
He was one of the friendly Mon Calamari who was sympathetic to the Quarren people.
He suddenly pops up on the communication. It's voice only at this distance. Did I get this right? You're trying to... What kind of shielding is it?
Well, it's, well, very dangerous. There's some kind of mysterious discharge of energy going on around this planet that would destroy our ship if we just went straight into it.
Do you know if it's activated by movement, or is it just a permanent field?
Do I know that? That's a good question.
Does anybody know that? No?
Well, the guys I talked to were able to escape, so it's probably not a permanent.
That's true. There seems to be traffic moving in and out of the planet, namely one Sith who we are avoiding, and they're telling us not to go there. But there are plans for a lot of construction going on in this system, so they have to be moving things in and out. And we just need a way to get in.
All right. Well, I got two options for you. You're not going to like either of them, because one of them will get you killed, and the other one won't. But if you use the wrong one, then you've chosen the one that's going to get you killed. So, the way I reckon, either they're looking for fast-moving ships, banking on the fact that pirates and smugglers and such are going to be trying to move as quickly as they can into the planet's surface. So in that case, they're looking for something that's moving under its own power, right? And they'll target it that way, because to cover a whole planet takes a lot of energy. So if you just drift in, just like, say, a freighter with lots of ore, or, building stuff, that might work. And the alternative is you take whatever you got and make a hole. Quite literally, you fire out as much debris as you can in a circle, and you fly through the circle. Hopefully the stuff around you will take all the damage before you do. Sounds like you can't be in two places at once, so...
I'll look around.
My bad.
That sounds an awful lot like how we got here.
Or we mask ourselves as space debris.
That's what I was kind of thinking, if we could mask our signature somehow as well.
Well, drifting in under zero power will do that.
Oh.
Does, however, mean if they're manually targeting, you're going to get shot straight out of the sky.
I begin to think this capacitor idea might...
You have a capacitor? Why didn't you tell me you had a capacitor?
Well, we don't
We
have it
haven't
just yet,
found
but,
one.
we're in a place where there's probably quite
So
a
why'd you
few.
say you had a capacitor then?
Well, because there's probably a few lying around where we are.
Well, if you got a capacitor, then that changes all sorts of things.
Oh,
Oh, sure. Well, you got to tell me what I'm working with here, Shao, and why ain't you going to be able to help you now?
Apologies, GQ. If we were to find one, how would that change the plans that you laid out?
Oh, that's easy. You put the capacitor on some kind of engine, right? You fly in with your ship, and you fly that sucker just directly in front of you. Shield to discharge, take out the capacitor and the engine that the capacitor's on. Probably won't be able to take you out straight afterwards. These things usually take time to build up a charge again. You slip right in underneath that sucker. They wouldn't even know you were there. Next, you're going to tell me you got some kind of weapon or some kind.
Yeah. We were thinking of wired into a weapon to discharge. Captain's idea.
Yeah, I just then shoot whatever's making the shield.
After
We're going in
shield
blind.
discharges.
But
On
capacitor
the-
certainly
on the
work.
people.
Do not attach it to your ship, though. You might blow up when the thing discharges. You don't know how powerful that thing is.
oh, I think I do. But, right. So we need an engine and a capacitor.
It's very clever.
I'm sure
Thank
you would
you,
have thought
GQ.
about it yourself. I'll do some digging around and see if I can get any more information. You say, what system is this?
Dantooine, right?
Farith.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's where we're trying to get, is Farith, yes.
Farith? Can't say I've ever heard of it, but then again, I'll do some digging and find anything. I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Do I let you know on this communication channel?
It would probably be better. Is it possible to reach us on our ship? I don't know how the long-range communications work.
It'll give us some delay if you're in hyperspace.
Well, reach out for our ship, and I'll send him the link for that, coordinates.
All right, take care now. Should have told me you had a capacity before we started talking.
Thank you, Dooku. Be well.
He cuts the link.
I
I guess
liked
we-
him. He was nice.
Very helpful.
He's been a good friend to our family for a long time, so hopefully this plan works. That sounds a lot better, taking the 20% chance that a different engine explodes rather than our own.
Right, you're not wrong there.
If you're looking for a capacitor, I happen to know of one. And as for an engine, there are many around. I doubt any of them will last very long.
Doesn't need to last long.
Just go.
Quick trip.
All right, I like where this is going. And as a result, I feel like we're going into some kind of montage of characters scrounging and welding and sparks and wiping sweat. Yeah, gloves. Absolutely. I think that's definitely on the cards. Definitely on the cards. So-
Taliban down around our heads.
Welding mask.
all right, I like that.
Random scene of Zep punching steak for some reason.
Some tentacled creature. Yeah, absolutely. So I am going to need, as our first skill of the challenge, I'm going to need an appraise check from someone, please.
I can do that. Oh, 12. Maybe I can't do that.
12, yeah. Let me just set the DC quickly. All right, so that is unfortunately a failure. You spend at least 3 hours working on a capacitor only to realize that it is completely and utterly useless. It's not going to work for you. Someone else needs to give me a computer use check, if you please.
+5.
Go for it.
Anybody can. Yeah.
Oh, 16.
16 is a success. You managed to find an old engine. It's not fast. It wouldn't dodge an asteroid. It will basically push you forward. These old models were designed to basically be clamped onto the side of asteroids. You would clamp 1,000 of them onto an asteroid to get the asteroid moving in a direction.
Well, we got a pull locks here.
From anybody else now, from the three of you remaining, I need a disable device. There's that skill again. So, Captain, Whis, or Lexi?
I don't have it.
I don't have
Nobody
it.
has it? Okay. Okay, so someone gets to make the roll at a -4. Because instead of actually unplugging the stuff, you're just hacking it out. So, disable device is based on intelligence. So, you're going to make an
Who's
intelligence
the
check
smartest one here?
Who has a button?
-1. Who's the smartest one here? I don't know. Well, it's not you.
I have +2 on intelligence.
Yeah, you do.
Go for it, Whis.
Please throw it.
Whoa! Natural 20.
Another one. Tonight's the night. Tonight is the night. Well, you were lucky when you were cutting out a capacitor from its housing. You just happened to cut around all of the absolutely vital components. So that gives you 2 successes, 1 failure. You literally need 1 more success or 2 more failures, and then you've got this. That takes us to the last of the 2 skills, which is now between the captain and Lexi. It's a repair check.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, let's let Lexi do that one.
We're better at, blowing.
Yeah. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You take the capacitor, you take the engine, you think you can link the 2 of them together, and you start doing that. Absolutely. And with that, Captain, you are given a reprieve as you have successfully put together this whole thing. So there you go.
He's taken a rest from carrying the barrel and the Twi'lek. It's just like, just my back just gives it, I'll just sit down here a minute.
Yep. You guys do a good job there. I'm going to rest this.
Shouting encouragement from the corner.
So you are scrounging and putting together this device, and eventually you have it cobbled together. It's taken you the better half of the day, but it is now done. You roll a d20 for me, Whis, as you said you were looking for something specific.
Yep. 19.
That's higher than what I rolled. So you do find an old Jarek table that Alexei gives it a once-over. It might just work. It might just work. You might have to update the software, but it looks like you could have your little miniature animal war games going.
Nice.
Valona will provide you with transport back to the spaceport. As he loads up the skiff, he looks at you. You are not in any trouble at Kiba's spaceport, are you?
Well, there might be one.
Sure. There was an angry Wookiee, but that's all we know.
Oh, he's always angry. I wouldn't worry about him. All right. Is there anything else that you need to do before we depart?
Well, I think we have everything. Do we?
Mm-hmm. I think we've got engine, capacitor, and table. Right. Perfect. And droid.
The skiff trip back is very straightforward. There are no... Well, you see these guerrilla droids off in the distance ripping ships to pieces and slowly converting them back into something usable. But they don't have any orders to hunt down Valona's skiff at all. So it's a safe journey back to the station. You arrive at the station and the Wookiee does come walking forward, but Valona simply waves his hands. This is not the crew you're looking for. And the Wookiee turns and walks away as he helps you load everything up onto your ship. I am impressed, Captain. From the descriptions you gave, I thought that this ship would be in much worse repair than it appears to be.
That's what I keep telling people, but they just don't listen.
Well, it looks better than when we left it here.
There is that. Well, there is a person standing there looking at you going, so you wanted me to repair your ship? I've got a quote for you.
Oh. How much you looking for?
To replace and repair everything that's wrong with the ship, we're looking at about 12,000 credits.
Ooh.
Right.
Well,
there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Yeah,
Is there
what's
anything
specifically
actually wrong with the ship? Because I don't recall taking any damage other than the wear and tear of like the ship itself.
I understand you're the engineer of this ship, and yes, you are technically correct. There is nothing mechanically wrong with the craft. However, the hyperdrive could use with a complete retuning and overhaul to ensure its longevity. An overhaul now could allow the craft to continue in operation for another 200 years.
Right, is anyone here going to live for 200 years?
I think we're going one way. Anyways.
Based on our mission, we might
I
not even
just
live for
spent
another 2
everything
days.
on
That's
the
true.
droid.
Tell you what, we'll give this a think over. We'll head off and get some other quotes, and we'll come back to you if we don't get quoted lower.
Kind of flicks the clipboard over his shoulder, turns and walks off, leaving you alone in the hangar. Valona bows to you all. I will continue to search for more information. Be safe, and may the Force be with you.
Think again, my friend. May the Force be with you.
He turns and leaves.
Well,
That was eventful.
Well,
all aboard is going to shore, right?
well, so we have things to do now.
Do we have to attach do we just like push the engine out once we get there? Is it
Yes.
something we have to attach to the, okay, right.
You would have the whole construct in your cargo bay. It would fit quite
Yeah.
easily, and you could just drop
And then
that
just-
out as you need to. Yeah, absolutely, not a problem. Takeoff is fairly straightforward. It's not particularly complex. There's not a lot of flying ships around at all. And you are soon embraced by that anonymity of space as the stars extend in all directions around you, their cold, lifeless eyes staring at nothing.
Wow.
Oh. Can
Yes.
can can
Just-
someone help me install the table in the common room?
Nope.
Oh boy. Okay. So the two of them are plugging socket A into socket B and trying to
Hopefully.
figure out how to install a Dejaric table. It shouldn't be that difficult. That's what you two are doing. Are you setting a course somewhere? Because you are in orbit over the planet.
We have the coordinates for the Farth system, don't we?
You do.
I say we just kind of make our slow way there.
Let's take a
Oh, sorry. Carry on, Fred.
wider path.
Maybe a different one than we used last time.
Exactly.
Okie dokes.
Well, yeah, she's bound to be back at home base already, so we can take our sweet time.
You plot a convoluted and wide course to get you to Farith Prime. Are you going to
Yeah.
allow L7 to do that, or are you going to try and do it yourself, Itura? I think you're the ship's astrogator, aren't you? Yeah.
Just-
You're going to let the L7 droid do it? Well, all that means is that L7 won't take you into giant explosive nebula or into asteroid fields, but will take you on a circuitous route around to get to Farith.
Well, we can blow Seaglass up when we get there, so I'll get Lappy do the work. Do the number crunching.
There you go. That's not a problem. Lexi, you walk past the Quarren and I always forget your race, Whis.
It's Keldor.
The Keldor. A Quarren and a Keldor with lots of cables and a half-lit Dejaric board as they are continuing to install this thing. They seem to be having fun.
She's just going to let the boys do the boys thing. And she's contemplating looking for a new job. One with less chance of exploding to death.
I hope that the protocol droid isn't screaming out there.
Sarcastically noting everything you do.
Yeah, I think actually she will head to the protocol droid because he's still charging. Well, just go check. He should be
Well, he's
charged by
strapped
now,
to the
surely. Yeah.
Oh, I see you have returned. How wonderful.
Are you fully charged yet? You want a little walkabout?
I do not enjoy long walks in the moonlight, if that is what you are asking.
No, I just wondered if you actually wanted to be mobile, but I mean, you can stay there if you want in the dark and the quiet. It's fine.
I being ambulatory would be of great benefit to you and the crew.
Right, exactly. That's what I was thinking. So she'll go over and unplug him.
And start attaching his legs.
Yeah.
Really soon.
Put his legs back on.
All right. The ship zips into hyperspace. Captain, are you in the cockpit, or are you doing something else?
I think I'm going to take it a little bit to heart what they said about my ship. I tried to play it off as it's junk, but it hurts. So I'm gonna do some tweaks and fixes here and there of the ship, line some panels, get some rust off.
We have paint still left after I redo the droid.
Paint here and there.
There you go, doing some DIY home maintenance. I like it. I like it. The droid, once is ambulatory, then looks at you, Lexi. With this new freedom of movement, are you going to install a restraining bolt?
A restraining bolt? Why would I do that?
There is a significant chance I will attempt to escape from your suicidal clutches as soon as I have an opportunity.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to.
The alternative of airlock has already been presented to me, and as humorous as it
No,
might
I
be,
just
it is
mean you're not a
unsatisfactory.
prisoner. I mean, currently we're in space, so technically you kind of are a prisoner. But I mean, the next time we make land, if you want to leave, you can leave. I'm not going to keep you here.
I have more data crystals to continue working on. Would you provide me with the next one so that I might continue to extrapolate data?
No problem at all. And the boys are installing a wee table in the lounge. I'm sure we can have a wee play with them at some point in time as well. Just make sure they don't blow anything up, eh?
If I had eyebrows, currently one of them would be arched in a cynical expression of dubiousness.
That's how I look at them when they start to. Right, that data crystal. And she goes on to.
And so the ship continues. It takes you about 2 days of hyperspace travel before eventually you arrive at the Ferret system. During this time, the Tajaric table has been absolutely successfully installed. And I assume that there was going to be quite a few games then played once this puppy is up and running.
For sure.
For sure. So whoever is going to play, I would like whoever is playing to please give me, I think this is going to be, let me see. You can either use intimidation or you can use intimidation, or you can use sense motive, or sleight of hand if you want to cheat. So intimidation, sense motive, or sleight of hand. Who is playing? Shao, Whis is playing. Captain, you're in. You're gonna...
No, this ship can be better. I know it. There's a gem hidden in this sea glass.
I think Lexi would probably play.
All right, Lexi's playing. Itura?
Probably joining in, or probably going on autopilot.
Okay, Shao, what are you using?
I'll use sense motive.
Sense motive. Okay, give me a roll.
Okay. As we're playing, is it like multi, or is it 1 versus 1 at a time?
I'll work out who wins based on.
Oh, okay. 13. Yeah, 13.
13. Okay, that's on sense motive. Whis, what are you using?
Well, I may use the intimidation. I don't have any pluses on it. But...
There's a Jedi face palming.
Yeah.
All right, so you're using intimidation. What is your roll?
14.
I beg your pardon?
14.
14. Okay. Lexi?
I'm using sense motive.
Okay.
8.
8. And Itura? Sense motive.
Search or sense motive?
Sense motive,
are you-
intimidation, or sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand's up here, dexterity, right?
It is dexterity based.
Or
yeah.
do you have to have it?
No, dexterity
Okay,
based.
yes, then that's
Okay, you're the only one cheating. I like it.
16.
16.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
We're not gambling, are we?
No, I think these are just friendly bouts. So, unfortunately, when it all comes down to it, Shao, what's your intelligence?
14.
14, so that's a +2. Okay. Whis, what's your intelligence?
I have +2.
+2. Lexi, what's your intelligence?
+1.
+1. And Itura, what's your intelligence?
14 plus 2.
So, oh wow. Okay.
Am I the dumbest one here?
Yeah.
So there is this, every now and again, the captain walks past with a bucket of paint or with a new leather cover for a chair or with a light panel. And there is these intensely quiet games going on as this battle of wills is being played out. The net result, unfortunately, Lexi, you are eliminated after a few rounds of intense gaming going on. Itura just seems to have her pieces in exactly the right place at exactly the right time for her gambit.
How does she do it, Miss? Oh, kind of whisper to him.
Yeah, I think after a few rounds she goes out, she's like, yes, I had a brother like you. Well, I still have a brother like you, and I hope anyway.
Shao.
Who stored food in the back panel?
I'll just go help Captain.
Shao, you are the next to fall. And this is only because the Jedi is so aggressive in his playing that it starts to become personal. It's like every tactic you play, he just blocks it straight away. Yeah, so you get eliminated by kind of just fear.
I'm a little spiteful. So this is what I get for pulling you up on the skiff.
And then,
Huff and puff away.
because Whis was so busy trying to intimidate Utura, but it is easy to not be intimidated when you can just move the pieces and rearrange the board to your heart's content. And so Itura walks away having outmaneuvered the Jedi, who, for all your aggressive play...
Oh!
And so that's the end of that. Itura has won, not by much, but
I will win next time.
Good game, boys. I'll go see what Lappy has for us.
Well, the droid has interpreted all 6 crystals by this time. If I might be able to convene a conference of your crew, I believe I have important information.
Oh, that's nice.
Everybody assembles.
Well, most of us are in the common room.
Yeah, busy fighting and looking at tactics and trying to work out who did what.
Huh? What?
I believe I have interpreted what your governor's legacy was to his people.
Oh,
Are you aware, he says, that Farith Prime is, in fact, not a single planet? It is a binary planetary system in orbit of a neutron star. As a result, the planet that is closest to the star is termed Farith Prime. This alternates every 400 days as the planets rotate around one another. I believe Governor Elderis's plan was to obliterate what we would term Farith 6. By destroying the planet, it would render Farith Prime, or Farith 5, as the only planet, and thus as Farith Prime.
Wait, what? He wanted to destroy the planet with the Jedi stuff on it? What an...
I am uncertain
What
as
first?
to which specific planet has the Jedi information. Nonetheless,
It was written on the information, but it's the planet 6.
Yeah.
And he wanted to blow it up?
that is correct. His plan was quite audacious, and the data crystals contain a full schematic of the weapon that would be required in order to destroy Farith 6.
What
Well,
purpose would destroying one planet do? Like, what would
It
be the
would
purpose
eliminate
of this?
the alternation of Farith Prime designation. The governor has several books written on the subject, where he has made several entreaties to the Galactic Council to recognize Farith 5 as officially Farith Prime. He has noted multiple rejections to this, that the binary planet system is, in effect, both planets are Farith Prime. Apparently, Governor Alderus took this personally and decided to solve the problem once and for all. He has expended considerable resources on building this particular device.
Well, he was trying to destroy the Jedi legacy. I don't think any Jedi would agree to this. Even Sith won't agree to this.
What a megalomaniac!
As to his precise nature, I am uncertain. However, I can report that his device was completed. Unfortunately for the governor, before he could fire the weapon, he was deposed.
Maybe that's why the Sith are guarding the system. So no one will just do what the governor wanted to do.
Or
Maybe
they're looking for it for themselves.
Well,
I think they have a planet-destroying gun.
Well, but I'm sure they won't use it on the planet Farith 6 because there's a Jedi stuff on it, and I think it's
but they could
something
use it
they
on
would want to get
they
themselves.
could use it on another planet. So he completed, but there's nothing to say the Sith have already made it to Farith Prime or the Farith system at all, is there? We don't. No. As far as we know, we're the only ones that know about it. Well, apart from all the people who have told.
Well, they were there to intercept us, but I don't know if they were there or not.
We don't know if the energy discharges are Sith doing.
Right, they could just be a defense mechanism of the weapon itself, just active all this time. Which is
It may be.
how old? With 2,000 years, it's remained active. That's quite impressive.
Well, is there any info on the
Yes.
crystals about some protection of the or
When we got
some
close to the
energy
planet,
discharges?
that was when the Sith reached out to us and told us not to go there. Right? So they know. They must be involved. And we found this information at this ancient temple of this governor's, or his tomb, which some other people, I don't know if they might have discovered it as well, because somehow someone's gone back and completed his work, finished the gun.
Think of it this way: there was a plank of wood in there.
Well, it was there, but
Oh.
no one got the crystals. Maybe
Or
some.
did they? And then they returned them, so no one would know.
Some of the information about Farith was on those
The hologram.
tablets.
Maybe they were there, listened to the hologram, and then just destroyed the hologram. That's why we had to repair it.
True, they were trying to cover the tracks. So if we know that the Sith know about it, they're there, and they possibly are trying to take control of this weapon, we have to stop them.
Yes. Regardless, I think we need to get there anyway. Just knowing that there's a planet-destroying gun just lying around waiting for someone to claim it's a little bit frightening as far as I'm concerned.
There is a failsafe built into the device. Governor Eldaris was concerned that after his display of power in destroying Farith 6 had been complete, there would be repercussions from a galactic scale. As a result, the weapon is designed to fire once and then destroy itself.
Oh, right. We get to see a big boom. A tour.
I am uncertain as to the actual blast radius of the weapon. However, I
Well-
surmise that Governor Eldaris would not sacrifice his own planet to destroy Farith 6.
Well, if that's the case, then the Sith probably would want the crystals rather than the weapon itself.
Yeah, there was schematics on those.
That is correct. A complete breakdown of the entire weapon's design.
Maybe
Okay.
worth destroying those crystals.
You could
Well,
smash them.
Right.
it's obvious
Well-
thing to do. Just we just destroy them right now, right here, and
But before we do that, was there anything in the schematics that would help us destroy this weapon? I know it's built in, but I'd rather not fire it in order to have to destroy it unless I'm firing it at a Sith.
Oh, and they probably have copied all of the crystals already.
Only if they've been.
We might want to
They-
save them for the light side.
The historical accounts that Governor Eldaris has encoded within these crystals is of extreme historical importance. Certainly it would be for the citizens of Farith 5. There is vast amounts of philosophical as well as legal writings that the governor expanded upon.
maybe
Okay,
which
nobody
crys-
touches
which,
the crystal.
which crystals have the blueprints for the gun?
It appears Governor Eldaris was quite paranoid about the security of his particular device. All 6 of them contain partial pieces of this weapon. That is why it took me so long to interpret them. However, I did not take as long as other droids would take, and I certainly would not have taken as long as your ship's computer, if that is the appropriate term to use for that toaster.
Right,
Will
there's a good droid. I should pat him on the head.
Well, you make good toast on the motherboard of this ship's computer.
Will the gun be useless without at least one of the blueprints? Or someone can figure it out anyway?
Well, if they have the gun itself, they can reverse engineer it.
Well, so we need to destroy some of
Yes.
the blueprints and the gun.
Let's
Or
start
we
with the gun.
Yeah, or we take the knowledge to the Jedi Council so that they can prepare for whatever the Sith have in store for
Oh,
the
I-
rest of the
I
galaxy.
didn't think about this. Well, that's maybe a better idea.
I like that idea, honestly. I want to blow things up, but I don't want to see other things blown up.
Information is gold.
Right, so we'll destroy the gun. We'll
Information.
take the crystals to the Jedi.
Information is credits.
That's true.
All right.
And we lack credits right now.
You have
Uh,
5,000
At
credits.
least I'm lacking.
So what's the plan?
I have an idea. Let's just make sure nothing's following us first. Let's send a signal to Tatooine, unencrypted or anything, and reserve some sleeping areas on Tatooine. Then we head to your Jedi Council, and not to Tatooine, just to make sure, no Tatooine.
So we're not going to blow up the gun.
We need to get this information to those who can do something with it better than us first.
Right, we'll do that after the gun.
If we die,
No.
though,
We
No
fly
one else
to a
will
fiery
know.
death. Yeah, I'd say we fly to our electrocuted or fiery or explosive deaths after.
Well, yeah, that's the better idea.
All right.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but we need to take the responsible decision.
Yes.
All right.
It's
So you-
safer to get rid of the crystals before we engage with the Sith.
Well, do we need to physically go there, or can we kind of kill two birds with one stone and somehow get the information from the crystals to the council remotely?
What if
while
it
we
gets
go
intercepted?
Try to take care of the weapon.
Well, we may get to the nearest planet with the Jedi Temple. Maybe that would help.
Absolutely. That certainly would allow you to do that. So you could hand it over to any of the Jedi Guardians that might be present in the temple, and they can certainly vouch for it to get back to Coruscant and the archives.
I already told our last stop we're making our way to Tatooine, so that will be enough of a cover story to anybody who asks.
All
Yeah,
right.
I feel like we need to get to that weapon as soon as possible because the information is
That
important, but every second we delay, we risk the lives of the people on an entire planet.
If it's not already blown up.
Yeah, we don't know that.
True.
That's true too. That is true too. So your plan is to book accommodation at some seedy hotel in Mos Espa or Mos Eisley or something along those lines. Then
Yep.
to change course and find a Jedi temple in the nearby star systems. Give
Not,
the crystals to the
not on
Jedi.
Dantooine. Not on Dantooine.
Not on Dantooine, right. Yes, not on Dantooine. Drop the crystals off, send the message home, and then continue back to Farith Prime.
Yes.
All right. There you go. Okay. You are looking for a Jedi outpost in the Outer Rim.
I can use my Jedi lore knowledge.
Absolutely. Give me a check if you please.
17.
17. Not a problem. Yesbiri is not too far away. It is a Jedi Academy that takes in younglings that have promise in the Force and test them before sending them to Coruscant for training. So you head to Yesbiri. It's not a problem whatsoever.
Perfect cover. Send the crystals with the younglings.
And the ones who handle children must be most trusted because they're very malleable to either side of the Force, I'm guessing,
that's
right?
true. That's true. That's true. Absolutely. Okay. Right. So you arrive at Yesbiri without too much of a problem. As you drop out of hyperspace, there is a message from Valona.
Oh,
He has found some information out for you.
I will talk to him.
It's a recording only.
Oh,
He had to
recording.
send it as a burst, yes.
Okay, so I listened.
It would appear that there is someone working for Vulgane. Jedi Council dispatched. Assist if possible. Vulgane ordered the Jedi archives to hide information regarding Farith. Be cautious.
What?
That's all it says.
Oh, that's not good.
How can a Sith make orders on the Jedi archives?
Something it's not right.
Also, wasn't it your master telling us that they are restricted?
I don't know anymore. Do we send the crystals or not? We should just land on some planet, just dig a hole, put the crystals in, and cover it up.
What was the information that Vulgane had ordered the Jedi Council to
Yeah,
hide information on
so-
Farrah's
so it's-
Prime?
Not the council, but had ordered that the data be
Archives.
Hmm.
Ah.
So we cannot send it to the archives. We can send it to the council direct. Maybe that will
Yeah.
help. So someone on the archives is with the Sith. That's
Or
logic.
just the reason that Volgane gave was that good that the Jedi thought, even if it is coming from a Sith, it's still a good idea kind of scenario.
Wiss, you don't think that anything that a Sith would ever say would be convincing enough to get the Jedi Council to cause a planet to vanish?
Well, I that's for sure, but with
Well, I might just
such a
hide.
dark side force, she may have manipulated someone. Don't know for sure.
She seems very persuasive.
It feels like we don't know who to trust, and I'm hesitant to leave these crystals in anyone else's hands than our own at this point.
I agree.
Well, if we fly to our fiery deaths, then no one can have them.
Or maybe we can find someone worthy or who trustworthy on Ferrith 5 when we get there. It is their information, after all, about their own planet.
Oh,
How about we tell them that we've learned of a weapon of horrifying extent in Ferrith
Yes.
Prime, and we leave it at that, and we make our way, and we try and stop this darn weapon.
well, I think it's better to keep the crystals when we learn that we cannot. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying give them the crystals. I'm saying we just simply warn them about a super weapon.
Did they
Well,
ask
then-
for assistance? In the message, was there an asking for assistance?
Well, there was something, but
The council has dispatched assistance. That's what
Ah.
the message said.
Does that mean to Ferrith Prime? Or 5? Or does that mean to us?
Well, when the message was sent, he wouldn't have known where you were. It was simply sent to your coordinates, to your ship's specific registry.
Hmm. So the message was that
where they went? Where they...
Sith has been dispatched.
So maybe we can relay a message asking them to come to Ferrith 5 as well to help us with this.
Possibly a whole planet in danger.
Well, a planet, but it's isolated from the entire galaxy. So,
All right. What is your plan?
it's even worse now.
Right, so
Oh.
are we keeping the crystals or we're getting rid of the crystals? We're keeping the crystals.
We're keeping them.
Right. Now, the gun. Are we destroying the gun or we're not destroying the gun?
We're destroying the gun.
Right.
Join.
Are we landing on this planet or we're not landing on this planet?
We're just going to leave them a signal that there's a super weapon and where it is.
Right, so that's a plan. Excellent.
All right. You send the Yisbiri Jedi a message. It will have more weight if it comes from Whis directly, indicating that there is a danger on Farith Prime, Farith 5, Farith 6. What are you saying in that message?
Planet destroying danger.
Planet destroying danger on Farith Prime.
Yep.
All right. The Jedi who you're dealing with looks at you with giant eyes. I will make sure that this is sent to the council immediately.
Directly to the council.
Well, yes, absolutely. We have a direct channel. I will make sure that it reaches the appropriate individuals.
Please do.
You
What if
then...
we just send? What
Sorry.
if we just send Abe?
I am a protocol droid. I am not a messenger droid.
Okay, come burn with us then.
You then leave Yasburi. You leave Yasburi for Farith Prime?
Yep.
All right, who is
Six?
piloting? Itura, you are
Usually
piloting.
Itura.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Itura, the ship drops out of hyperspace, and I need you to make me a piloting check, please, because there is a starship directly in front of you that is
Oh,
currently
no.
exploding.
Oh,
Which
Phantom 15.
15. You roll the ship to her side. As one of these ships explodes outwards, you realize that this ship, it looks as if this is a Republic cruiser that has just had half of its guts blown out. And as you pull to the side, you can see several Republic fighters swinging past you. There are 3 more Republic cruisers off to the starboard side. Directly in front of you, you can see 3 of those weird 4-fin ships engaging in this massive battle between the cruisers and them. And in the far distance, you can see the 2 planets of Farith 6 and Farith Prime slowly rotating around each other. One of them has what looks to be like a giant yellow light in the center of it as it's busy rotating around the planets. That's what you guys enter into. What are you doing?
now I know what he meant by support.
Hey, no snarky comments.
I shall continue writing my obituary then.
so
Good.
we don't need to deploy the.
We should still deploy it.
Deploy the capacitor thing.
You are still quite some distance away from
All right,
the
okay.
planet.
In that case, I guess we just try and like sneak through. Shoo. Let them get on with the battles while we
As
just
these
kind
ships
of
are
like
just flying around in all different directions.
casually.
I can navigate that.
Don't mind us, just passing through.
There are multiple communications, incoming communications onto your ship. Do you open them, Captain?
Go for sea glass.
Okay, roll me a 1d6, Captain.
Okay. 4.
I believe you were warned about entering this system, Captain.
No.
And why are you here? Reports indicate you should be on Tatooine enjoying the sun.
Oh, you know, had a bit of backache, mispiloted, but hey, you should be kind of concentrating on that battle thing going on over there. We're nothing. Don't worry about us.
If you have data crystals with you, Captain, that detail the plans on this planet, which I assume you've come to reinstall, transmit them to my ship now, and this entire battle will be over.
They are very fragile in the right hands, Missy.
Why would you need the crystals in the first place?
You know what? We'll transmit it. Open your frequencies and we'll transmit it. And I'm going to close off.
Oh, we can do the thing.
The
Yeah,
reverse
just
spike.
flood them with, what was it?
The
Silver
reverse
from-
spike.
what was it?
Yeah,
Well-
Yeah.
the reverse spike that me and Shao worked on.
I just rolled a natural 1. So
Oh, yeah.
there is an indicator that you have a direct channel. And currently, Volgane is turning around looking at her captain going, "You see, their weak minds have succumbed once again to the power of the Sith." You have a direct channel to the ship's core. What are you doing?
Okay, Abe. You know that spike we got? Do we still have it?
That is correct.
I want you to flood them with as many copies of that spike as you can, as fast as you can.
Am I permitted to use some of the ship's power?
By all means. Hit them hard.
There's a dip in the lights, and the pilot, you suddenly feel the thrusters are becoming sluggish, and she's not rolling to the sides as much as she would like to. And you see the data ports, all of them just open, and they all just hit maximum 100% transfer. This will cause significant disruptions to all systems on that ship, Captain.
You know what?
Why don't you
think
send him a
so.
few adverts and a few ebooks
I like
and
it.
some photos of kittens while you're on? I've
And some
got
exotic
photos of
dances.
kittens if you need them. I could get them. Never mind.
I have several thousand images of Loth cats. I will transfer.
Oh, I knew there was a reason I liked him.
That's a good
Ooh.
idea.
And link them with some ads for lonely singles in the area.
All right. Well, that's what he's doing. There is a noticeable that the primary Sith cruiser that you can see and that you're transmitting to, that whole ship, the lights start to play and flicker as the ship's core is just being bombarded with this information. Lexi, are you monitoring the stream?
Yeah, probably.
All right, give me a computer use check, please. Oh, man. Easy Roller, thank you for giving me dice that are player-centric.
Come
Good for
on.
us.
Oh, that's only an 8.
Yeah, I got a 4. So
Excellent.
there is someone on the other side who is probably at this point going, "Sir, we have incoming data, but I don't think it's the data that the Sith Lord wanted, because there are pictures of, oh, isn't it so cute? Look at this one." Yeah, that's what's happening on their side as the data transmission is going through. So they're not trying to stop it at the moment. They could try and block it, but they're not doing that at the moment.
Hilarious.
Shao, what are you doing, or where are you going whilst this all is happening around you? You can see from the spaceport there are several Sith fighters that are screaming out towards your ship and towards the rest of the Republic ships. There are still communications channels that are flashing on, asking for attention as well.
In the hopes that one of those might be a message from Jiku, I'll flip through the
Jiku?
communications.
No? Okay, next. Jiku? No, I'm sorry, we're busy right now. Next. All right, roll a d6 for me.
Can't you see there's a battle going on?
Sounds a little overwhelmed by this.
What did you get?
Oh, 5.
Jedi Knight this is. In command of fleet am I. Identify.
Greetings. I'm Shao.
Shao?
Of the Sea Glass.
You are not Jedi.
I'm not. I
Where
travel
is the
with.
Jedi?
I travel with With. He's here.
You're not sure, but you think you might hear a facepalm on the other side. Whis. Speak with him, I must.
I'll look around frantically. This. I start running around the ship. This.
Yes?
Oh, hi. There's a backwards talking Jedi on the line for you.
Oh, okay. I'll go.
Do older Jedi speak like that?
You only know of one little green Jedi Knight who's particularly irritating because he's quite good.
Yeah, that's that little green midget.
I think his name's Yogurt or something.
I just spoke with Master Yogurt.
Oh.
I had no idea.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
Did you go to the comms, Whis?
Yep. Greetings, Master.
Information you have on planet Vital. Transmit coordinates of this weapon you indicated.
Well, we will do that. And I type.
You are familiar with the device?
No, not much. We only know it's some kind of cannon, but no more.
Disable it you must. We will keep the Sith busy.
Yes, Master. May the Force be with you.
Force may be with you too. He kills the communication.
All right. Now the single Wookiee ads. Those ones are really good to hit him with.
Full volume.
You have a gap, Itura, if you want to take the ship through the field.
Natürlich. Of course. Well, that's a 13.
You duck, you dive, you weave, and you dodge. Unfortunately, the Sith has now clearly worked out what is going on and that you are not transmitting the plans for this planet killer. And so that... Oh, God. Okay, that fires at you. You got 15?
No, 13.
Okay, it
Unfortunately.
definitely hits you. I am just... how many hit points does your ship have? Does anyone remember?
Did Laura have?
I just had the blueprints.
You had the blueprints. You didn't have the actual hull value. Okay, I will give that to you now. Give me a second whilst I try to find this thing. Because it hit you. It hit you hard. Unfortunately.
I was also looking at the Wookiee ads.
Yeah. You're quite possibly looking at it.
She didn't like them.
Okay, so here we are. And your ship is the freighter. So you have a grand total of, I assume your shields are up at this point. Yes, well, it doesn't particularly matter. You have 120 hull points at this particular moment in time.
Okay.
And your shields will give you a damage reduction of 10. And if you take more than 10 damage, your shields will collapse.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I wonder if that's going to happen.
Well, you never know. The ship has hit you. I'm going to roll the damage really quick.
We have something up our rump cargo bay.
You do. You would need to deploy it if you so choose.
Or just wait until we get closer so we can...
Okay, so this one blast hits you. It is from the cruiser. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's roll one again.
Big ship and big hood.
19. Yes, unfortunately. 19, 28, 32, 36. 36. So you take 72 points of damage as this blast just rips across the top of the ship, tears out several vital components. The long-range communications dies. Yes, don't get hit again.
She didn't like that, I think.
That was one of the shots. There were multiple of these blasters firing at you, these turbo lasers busy firing out towards you. You ducked, you dived, you weaved, you rolled, and then one just punched straight through, smacking the ship. The whole thing rattles. Your shields just disappear straight away as you rocket.
You know, if we die, at least they showed us Sith Wookiees in lingerie.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Get one.
You do have weapons, but you suspect that firing your weapons back at this colossal ship is not
No,
really
soon as I have full power, I'll try to just
land. Okay.
I'm going to get ready to deploy the capacitor thing when we get close.
All right. So, Shao, what are you doing whilst everyone else is getting ready?
Shao will nervously go with Lexi to help with. I don't know how this works. We just push this massive thing out.
As you are doing that, the protocol droid comes up to you and says, "Considering no one else was monitoring the remainder of the communications, I took the liberty of downloading them. There is a message for you, Shao."
Oh, Thank you. May I hear it back, please?
I should inform you, I have already listened to the message.
Okay. What? Can I hear it as well?
Shao, so, like, I was thinking, that system you were talking about, no one ain't been out there for a very long time, so I reckon if that shield is installed from the time period that there was an active civilization out there, you're probably looking at something that's particularly old. If it's old, then your capacitor on an engine thing is going to work just like a charm. Just make sure that there's at least 150 meters between you and it, otherwise there will be an arc which will be set up and that will vaporize you. However, you should also know that once the capacitor has flared up, that shield will be down for a good 10-15 minutes or so, whilst the older capacitors on the weapon will probably take time to recharge.
Oh, wow. 10, 15. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to get on the comms right away and relay this to the front, or to the whole ship, I guess. Keep us over 150 meters from the shield when the bomb goes off. And we'll have a 15-minute window.
Which one do we land on?
The one with the glowing light.
that one! Captain, what are you doing whilst this is going on?
I'm going to be trying my best to try and get the shields back on.
All right, this is the switch. If I turn it on and off a couple times, will that work? All right, so you're trying to reinitialize the shields. I like that. Whis, what are you trying to do?
Don't know what to do in this situation.
Kind of.
Much. Maybe I will help someone. Maybe I will help Captain with
All right. You're trying to help the captain reinstall or reinitialize the shields. Great stuff. Okay, so this is how it's going to play out. Captain, I need you to give me a repair check. You have +2 because Whis is helping you.
17.
You have
Plus
restored
2,
your
19.
shields. There you go. Your shields, after running and recharging and recoupling, you've got your shields back, so that's 10 damage that they will absorb before collapsing. Under normal circumstances, that would be more than sufficient to protect you from at least a few fighter attacks, I should say. Not another capital ship's blast, however. That would be, well, yes, quite fatal.
We're at 58 hit points, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
At least there's a chance.
There's a chance. There's a very small chance.
Yeah, that's altogether 68, and we got
I
hit
think
with
we're only
72.
We're only at 48 because we've got 120. We're going to hit with 72. So that's
Yeah.
Yes, 10 will go straight of that 72. 10
Oh,
would have gone
right.
to the first set of shields.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now the repair cost will be more than 20,000.
12,000.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you and the Shao get that capacitor ready to drop. When are you going to drop it?
So we need to be 150 feet away from the engine, from
Meters.
the capacitor.
Meters.
From the capacitor. So I'd say we would drop it when we don't know the range on this defense thing, do we?
No.
I would think when we're kind of like a bit clear of the battle, if that makes sense, towards the planet, I'll probably drop it and move it out in front of us, or we could drag it along behind us and then push it out. I don't know how the engine thing works that we've attached it to.
You can just
The
engage the
manual.
engine and it'll sail ahead of
okay.
you. Yeah. All right. Okay. So the two of you manage to manhandle this thing out into space, and you initiate the engine, and it sails ahead quite happily. Whilst the two of you are letting this thing go, you realize that 3. You think they're called Phantom Fighters. They're a very slick designed fighter. Have been launched from the one Sith capital ship, and those 3 are now screaming towards the back of your ship. That's what the two of you notice whilst dropping this device. Pilot, as you are getting close to the planet's surface, you suddenly see just a brief little flash directly in front of you, about half a kilometer away. and you realize that there's a whole grid of these little things flashing all over the place. That's probably this energy net that the guys have spoken about. You then see this little capacitor engine slowly spiraling ahead towards it, but on your scopes you see 3 of these phantom fighters coming in directly behind you. If you're going to wait for the capacitor to hit that net first, you're going to be sitting here for 2 rounds.
Oh,
Are the fighters fast?
They are.
I will try to do let the capacitor go first and then go like whew, and try and get behind the fighter jets.
Ah, all right. So that's
Also,
what
Are
To
the
follow
weapons-
it in time.
Are the weapons on our
Also,
ship
weapons.
manual? Yeah, are they like manual? You know, where you sit
yes,
in the little
you'll
seats
have
and
to
do
sit.
this.
Absolutely.
Alright, okay.
You will have to sit inside of them.
And I think I have like the front cannon from the cockpit.
Who's going to jump onto them? So there is a forward-facing cannon, and then there are 2 turret cannons.
I'm going to one. I already did it once.
All right, so you're going to take one of the turret cannons. That leaves a turret cannon, and then forward cannon. Pilot, if you are trying to fire and fly at the same time, you're going to suffer from penalties.
No, not gonna do that.
All right, so you're just going to fly.
Captain!
And Patton's going to run up and jump into one of the turrets.
All right, that's the turret. So someone needs to go
Okay,
in cockpit.
I'll take the cockpit cannon then.
All right. Shao, are you going to do anything whilst all of this is going on?
Oh, actually, hang on. Can we like put space debris? I don't know if it would make any difference. Have we got anything on the ship that we can kind of like
Eject.
throw out the airlock to?
Everybody looks at the Jarek table.
Oh.
Yeah, we haven't really got much. So
Don't look
never
at
mind.
me, says the droid.
Okay.
Okay, never mind then.
You can always eject the captain soap on them.
Captain Soap.
I will not be
My
the one to
dead
do
and
that.
clean body.
Shao, you going to do anything?
Yeah, I'll go to the droid.
Yes.
Can you send a message for me when the communications come back to GQ?
I can.
Okay, I'd like you to say this, please. I sent this message to Daff of House Sorzo. Father, know that my pursuits have only been in the best interest of our noble house. I'm sorry to have failed you, but I hope to make up for the past with my actions in the present. I'm submitting coordinates and a holo map to a temple housing valuable ancient crystals and information. I'll send the drawing that I made. The crew I now travel with heads into imminent danger, and where we go, we may not return. I can only hope that our actions result in the safety and security of the galaxy, and perhaps I might restore some honor to our house. That will be all.
I might be able to summarize it for you.
Please don't.
Mine
Thank you.
version is better.
I'll just walk away solemnly. Not in the mood for
That's a lovely message that you send, and that takes us straight into this mega combat of turrets firing and pilots flying. So to start us off, Pilot, if you wouldn't mind, please giving us a piloting check.
Yeah, and this time I might want to add all of my modifiers on it because the last one was actually a 50.
There you go. All right, so what is your final total?
That would be 21. Yeah, well,
21.
yeah.
Fantastic. Okay.
No,
21.
oh wait.
Hmm?
I have +8 to, that's 23, yes.
23. That's lovely.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So your armor class is effectively 23. That's not how the rules work in the book, but it's how I run space combat, so that's absolutely fine. Armor class is 23. All of you who are firing weapons, you have +7 to hit. You have +7 to hit. That
Nice.
is your benefit from the ship's targeting computers, although that Never looks like it in the films. You certainly do have +7 to hit. So, if I could look at Captain Zepp, you are in the one cannon. You're spinning around, tracking one of these phantoms. It's looping with the ship. What is your attack?
Does a 25 hit?
Yes!
A 25. You fire at this ship. It rolls neatly around your blasts and comes out untouched.
Oh!
Oh,
The Phantom pilots are good. It does not hit. It does not
what
hit.
an odds.
Sorry, you got a 25.
Yes.
It narrowly rolls around those blasts. Narrowly rolls around those blasts.
More than 20.
You are, however, quite satisfied when you realize that it doesn't look as if they have any kind of shields because there's no shimmer because you got this close to hitting it. So that's your attack. Whis, you're up next.
+7. Let's say. 17.
You fire. The Phantom is not even there. You realize that you were leading, but you need to be leading like that much rather than that much. Your shot goes wild. Who else was on a gun? I think it was Lexi. Make your attack.
That's a 12.
There are blasts going off in all directions from this ship. Unfortunately, there are no direction where the Phantom ships are at all. The Phantoms scream around. Because of your successful piloting check, however, the first Phantom gets a natural 1, so does not pursue, and so does not have a targeting solution. The second one passes a piloting check, and so gets to attack against you. Now, they have they have that. So they fire at you. 12 plus 8 gets a 20. Your defense is 23. The blasts just miss your hull as you're doing your loop. The third one, and this is the last one, does he make his piloting check? Yes, he does. He fires at you again. These 4 little points of yellow energy blast out of the ship. That, unfortunately, is a 24. And that will hit you. That will hit you. That 24 hitting you. And it's not nearly as much damage as the last one. That is 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 plus 7 is 25 damage. So 15 damage. And your shields are down. So the ship shakes and shudders as these phantoms hit it. Back to top of the round. Who's firing first? Well, I need a piloting check, actually.
Yep.
Give me a piloting check.
Should be a good one. Should be a good one. Should be a good one. Yes, 17 plus 8. How much is that?
25.
22.
25.
Oh, plus 8. 25. Yes.
Yeah.
25. Excellent. That puts you on the same footing. Just. Who's firing first?
That was Captain, Wes, and then me.
All right, Captain. Give it your
Oh,
all.
boy. Force be with me. That is a 27.
Yes, that is a definite hit. You roll 4d10 and multiply the result by 2.
4010.
4d10, multiply the result by 2.
Okay, that is 32.
32. 32 cuts through its shields and it explodes. In this
Yeah!
blast of
If
energy.
you find those new capacitors would help.
Yes.
2 ships remain. Whis.
Let's try it. Let's try it. Same as last time.
You're firing wide. You're just leading them to the captain. You're leading them to the captain. That's what you're doing. You're hurting them. You're hurting them.
Wes, use the force.
Lexi?
22.
22. You're blasting away, but no effect. Shao, you're the only one who is not focused necessarily on where these ships are. You watch as the capacitor now sails out, and there is a flare from this grid in front, which arcs directly onto the capacitor. It looks like a solid blue egg for a moment, as all of this energy is just poured into the capacitor. And then there is this bright white flash as the capacitor and the engine are completely destroyed. But the whole net goes dark.
There.
Do you read that information?
Yeah, over comms. The shields are open. Head towards the planet.
Pilot, give me a piloting check.
We're diving in. Let's see which. There we go. 15.
You scrape in, you take out a few of the little pods that generate the static field as well. You punch straight through that because you were doing a loop, so you just carry on your trajectory. Correct. The two phantoms now fall in directly behind you and continue to pursue. I have a quick question. Can we go a little bit longer than we normally do?
I'm golden.
All right. The two phantoms just scream in behind you as you're making your way towards the planet. It is their opportunity to attack. I think everyone's fired. Or have you not yet fired, Lexi?
No,
You
we
did.
all fired.
You did. You missed. Right. Okay, so the first one, does he make his piloting check? Yes, he does. And he fires at you. Gets a natural 1. His guns are jammed. The second one passes his piloting check. Okay, now you're going to pass your attack check. You got lots of hit points left, right?
No.
Oh, T3.
11 plus 11 plus 10 is 21. It misses you as you roll underneath the blast because your defense is 25 at the moment. You roll under the blast. He just misses you. He's still hovering behind you. Captain, you can fire once.
Taking a shot. 21.
Just misses. It glances wide. Whis.
Didn't help.
You shoot wildly. Lexi, you're the only one who's left now.
Nope.
Yeah, you need a 19 or a 20.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. Okay, you're firing out. You're firing out into space. There's not much left. Shao, are you doing anything? There's not much that you can do.
I'll look at the game board. I was really hoping for a rematch. But whatever. Bam.
Table throw.
You throw the dejarik board out the back?
Yeah, so if they're directly behind us,
They
I'll try
are.
to throw it in their path. Maybe it'll, I don't know, hit them or distract them enough for a
All right,
moment.
you roll a d20. You roll above my 20, you'll hit it with the dejarik table.
The casualties of war.
I'm going to have a good.
I got a 10.
I got a 6.
You open the back. You let this table go spiraling out. The pilot
I want to see
sees
the look in the
this
pilot's face.
table and swings hard to the right and fails his piloting check. So he swings hard to the right and he doesn't come back in time to have a firing solution on you for the end of the round. So you've bought 1 round of time. You are arriving at the planet at speed, pilot. If you hit this atmosphere at the wrong angle, you will bounce off it and break into 1,000 pieces. Are you going to reduce speed? Or are you going to just try and punch straight into the planet's surface and hope to goodness that you can pull up in time before you bury this crew half a kilometer into the surface?
You've got an intelligence of 14.
I am thinking of breaking very hard in order to make the remaining one tailgate us.
You are
Like
aware.
full stop.
that will do significant damage to them.
But are we bigger than that?
You are, but you're still ramming a starship into your own.
Yeah, we've only got 43 hit points.
Oh no. Where are
So,
How much does a blunt force spaceship do?
16d10
I'm in-
damage.
The front cannons are in the cockpit, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Right.
That's too
I
much.
don't like the look on your face, Atura.
You could just break
This
it and
thing's
try and
not-
shoot past you.
We can't really take much more damage. And
Okay. I'll try to do like a weird squiggly motion in order to like reduce speed into the kinetic
still- Yeah.
All right.
squiggle.
Give me a squiggly motion.
Oh,
Perform
nice.
a squiggly maneuver.
That is
Someone
a
say squig.
26.
26.
Nice.
That's fantastic. That's really, really fantastic.
Could have just
Squiggle
gone in
all
hot
over the
because I
place.
threw an 18.
All right, your squiggly motion is something that the pilot has never been trained for. There's no such thing as squiggly maneuver, so he is flummoxed. You have 3 shots once again. Captain, you're up first.
20.
It's wide. It's close, but it's wide. Whis.
Please be good. Please be good. Yes! It's 19 plus 7.
Yes, that's it. That's what you need. Roll your damage. 4d10 times 2.
10.
Just get statistically close to average and you'll be fine.
You need at least 32.
4d10 times 2.
Where
He's
is the-
lining up. He's following the squiggly maneuver. On his dial is the little red display of your ship slowly coming into the crosshairs.
23 times 2.
46.
That's
As it lines up, he's about to press the button. You fire first, however, and his ship is vaporized in a tangled ball of wings and cockpit and energy as it just crumbles around you all.
Nice.
Good, you tapped into something.
I'm going to immediately run out of my blaster and try to get the shields back up again.
You're gonna get these shields back up. We're gonna die.
Wait a moment. Is this our table floating?
Yeah, you watch sadly as the table drifts away.
Oh.
No.
Actually, you know what? You know what? Shao, I want you and Wiz to give me a spot check, please.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do. 7 for me.
Yeah.
14.
How much?
14.
14. Yeah, you both don't notice the little port that Atura had plugged into so she could completely change the rules of the game. This table just drifts away, keeping its secrets as it forlornly goes on a journey around the stars. Coming into the planet, it is obvious, and the protocol droid will give you the exact coordinates for the weapon itself. There are ancient landing bays that are overgrown by dense foliage, and it's difficult to find a landing spot, but you certainly do. You realize that the weapon appears to have been built into a crater of a volcano, into the actual caldera itself, and the caldera forms what you would imagine to be like a focusing disc from which this weapon would then be fired up. From this low level, you can see Farath 6 slowly orbiting like a gigantic moon, except it is an actual planet, almost close enough to touch, but not right there.
Oh, wow.
There are no droids or anyone else on this landing platform, however. Who is in the cockpit?
Me and Atura.
And Captain probably trying to restore the shields.
Yep.
all three of you notice on your scopes that one of those Sith cruisers has followed you through the breach that you made.
Oh no.
But they
But-
can't land on.
They don't necessarily need to land, they would just bombard where you are from orbit
Well-
if they wanted to kill you.
Well, I land into the gun then, into the caldera.
Okay. You land in the center of the planet-killing weapon.
If they're using it as a focal disc, they
Yes.
have lined it with metal.
Yes.
We have anchoring magnets.
That's true. It's not difficult
Cool.
whatsoever. Absolutely fine.
And they will not shoot us there.
You hope.
You hope.
Yes.
I hope.
All right,
Um,
there's the clunk as your mag lock you onto the surface of this ship. No problem at all.
Wait, so Abe, how do I disable this thing? From the blueprints that you had, like, what's the best way to take this thing out?
If
Apart
you
from just a
continue
big giant explosion.
to the central control core, you could potentially override the system to believe that it has already successfully fired. This would trigger its own internal auto self-destruct system.
Right, how long's the timer on that self-destruct?
You can see his eyes flashing for a few moments. He comes back to you. I believe the timer would require 10 minutes in order to successfully complete its complete annihilation.
Ouch.
Right. How big an explosion are we talking here?
The projected estimates from the engineers and designers of the system indicated that an area of approximately 4 kilometers in all directions will be vaporized.
But not the whole planet.
The target would be vaporized if it was fired at by the weapon. The self-destruct of the weapon, however, would only incinerate 4-kilometer radius in all directions.
What if it hit a ship, say, one with a very nasty woman on it?
The self-destruct would be initiated. The weapon was designed to fire at a single target before self-destructing.
Give us a map. We're going in.
All right. Is anyone taking anything specific before they leave the ship?
Well, we take our droids with us.
Yeah, both of them.
I would take
Handheld
crystals.
computers.
Yeah, and tools.
All right.
Like my toolkit and like all
Taking
of
my
yeah.
comlink, my
Yeah.
blaster, and a bar of soap in a pocket.
All the weapons.
All
Oh,
the weapons. All weapons.
okay.
All the
Yeah,
weapons.
my data pad too. I don't know if I'll need it, but just in
You
case.
never know.
Everything
No.
vulnerable.
And a very intricate Damas steel knife.
There you go.
Or
Do
whatever.
we have
space
containers
metal.
of water, like small ones?
If-
Yeah, absolutely. Canteens, yeah.
I'll take a canteen with me.
Okay. The surface of the dish, there is an access port that is used for maintenance. It is old, and when you get there, you have to very, very roughly manhandle it. I will need 3 people to combine their strength scores and get 25 from their rolls.
I have a pneumatic leg brace, which I can overdrive a little bit, maybe?
You certainly can. There is a 1 in 20 risk, however, that the leg brace would break.
Yes.
Okay. I will roll the 20. As your leg brace pneumatic kicks in and you use it to try and jack open this old door. Is it a 1? It's a 13. So your pneumatic leg holds as the door is forced open. There's this gush of old air that wafts up. And then a climb. It's a ladder going straight down into, it looks like darkness.
Glow stick.
Yeah. It spirals, it drops, it gets very small, and then it lands. You're looking at about maybe 200 or 300 meters.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a long climb up.
Yeah.
Not.
Well, I mean, I can get us back up quickly. Don't worry about that. She packs a little grapple launcher thing that she's got.
All right. Who's going
I
down
have
first?
bad memories with this one.
This time, I'll not shoot you with it. But to be fair, you're not a puddle of goo, so I mean.
Well,
Captain, I guess we'll take the lead unless anybody else wants to.
Follow the glow stick.
All right. You start
I'm
climbing
not like
down the ladder. It's like I said, it's a long climb. Who's lost?
Shou's pretty nervous about heights, so he'd probably wait to go as long as possible until he was shamed into going when everyone else is.
I just
All right.
imagine him and Abe at the top arguing as to who's going to go down last.
Come on, you fainting nerfs. Let's get down there.
Oh, jeez.
Nigel climb first. If you fall onto me, at least I will know I have died by the hands of the oppressor.
Wow.
So Abe starts climbing down.
I'll look at him and see how good a padding he might provide in the fall.
Oh no, yeah, it's just a metal casing, yeah. As you are
Lots of
coming
man
down
units.
last, you are looking up at that bright blue sky and Farith 6 directly above you, all marbled and beautiful. And you then notice that there is something blocking that view. It kind of cocks its head from side to side. It looks as if it's got 4 tufts of hair on a circular sort of head. You can't see anything because it's silhouetted against this bright blue. And then you see it gripping either side of the doors, and then it pulls the doors shut,
Oh,
Wait, what? What?
locking you. It's completely dark now in this passage.
what happened?
Something just closed the door behind us. Something's
Oh.
trapping us in here.
That's not good.
Do we know another way out from the schematics?
Underneath you, clanking away very slowly, there are exactly 7 exits from this structure. That was number 7.
Okay, so we have some options. Can you perhaps plan which routes would be the fastest way once we've finished
Assuming the magma,
starting the weapon?
assuming the magma is still flowing, I have eliminated 5 of the remaining exits. Unless
it's
you can
only
walk
one.
on lava.
Oh,
Oh.
right. So where's the last exit?
That would be at the base of the structure.
Great. Okay. Well, I guess we have one way to go now.
Well, I do have energy cells and power packs, which I could rig as explosives.
Absolutely. You could. Yes.
Should
Blow
blow.
the hatch off.
Yes,
Oh,
completely.
Captain, it is a long climb in the dark until eventually the glow stick starts to provide you with some illumination. And after it feels as if it's about 10-15 minutes, you make footfall on the base of this landing.
Real. I'm gonna pick up the glow stick and like not move it out of the way, but just like hold it so others can see it, but like guide them down and help them down when they get to the
Gotcha.
bottom.
Easy enough. You're in a small circular chamber, and there is a single door that exits from that. Other than that, it looks as if it's a standard maintenance hatch. There's a case on the side of the wall that contains several power tools, that sort of thing. All very, very old. Most of the power tools have either decayed or the plastic is so brittle that it crumbles the moment you touch it.
Oof. Well, looks like we go through the door, right?
Maybe wait a moment. I will use my sense force to see if there is something dangerous.
All right, give us a roll.
It's 10 plus 6, so it's 19.
There is a strong presence of the Force emanating from... It feels like it's a little bit below you. And it feels like it's light side energy.
Oh. There's a big source of force somewhere below us. And it's not a dark side force.
The only structure directly below us is the primary firing chamber. This contains a fairly large kyber crystal.
Or maybe that's what it's what's emanating the force. And if it's a large kyber crystal, it definitely is worth checking out.
A kyber what?
It's the crystal we use to put in the sabers.
They are remarkably powerful crystals to channel energy through, Captain, usually enhancing the energy that is directed into the crystals themselves.
While we get this door open, can you cut a hole through the floor to get down there?
It is possible.
Well, but if we cut the hole, won't we damage anything inside?
Given our current location, I estimate that you would drop down behind the primary control console. I do not... He scans. I do not anticipate significant damage to the chamber. There are, however, a set of stairs 100 meters beyond this door. They lead directly to the chamber.
Stairs it is.
All right, you wrench open the
Lexi
door.
will unhook a rifle and she'll take a fusion lantern that she's got and fusion lantern and she'll hand it to Shao, maybe. Yeah.
I'll hold the light.
Her
Sure.
weapons, yeah, because I've wild guns two-handed, so I'm like, here, hold on.
I'm a mobile lantern. Yes, perfect.
I believe they have found the perfect job for you, Shao.
You thought I would be taking like a crowbar or something out of her toolkit and starting to like wrench
Yeah, absolutely.
stuff from below. This like, I don't know how fast you guys run 100 meters, but yeah, time is kind of the essence here.
Absolutely. You wrench open the door with your crowbar, and inside it's very well decorated, or at least it was 2,000 years ago. Now it's all dust, and you can see plants and things have started to overgrow inside. They must have been used for decorative purposes originally. There's the dripping of water, the strange shadows that your lantern throws up against the walls generate illusionary monsters which leap out and then disappear as you stare at them. Eventually, you do arrive at the stairwell that was indicated. It is in mostly working condition. It creaks as you go down it. There's no sign of life whatsoever here at all. Occasionally, you pass the carcass of a droid, but it ceased functioning a long time ago and has very little hope of functioning ever again.
We're droids.
Yeah, yes, it would literally have been left to operate until eventually its internal batteries died, and then it just collapsed where it was. Down the stairs leads you into this very large chamber, and there are still a few dim console lights flickering every now and again in this large circular chamber. It almost looks like a flower of consoles around a central table that is covered in leaf litter and bits of plant. This Eldaris obviously likes to have large living plant displays in the corridors just to soften the general feel of a planet killer. But from the flickering of the lights, Lexi, it's immediately obvious to you that this thing is obviously still drawing power.
Well, it's still got power. Are you sensing that force thingy still?
It is much stronger here, and as you get towards the center of the room, you can see that the central table, where it is, you look directly up, and you are literally looking into this glass dome, and hovering above the glass dome and rotating is this large blue crystal.
Oh, that's nice looking crystal.
Yes, it stands about 3 meters in height, 6 foot tall, and would probably weigh about a ton. The fact that it's still suspended means that there is definitely still power going through this entire process. You realize that the way this thing is designed to destroy itself, Lexi, from seeing this whole thing, is once the energy has surged through the crystal and has been fired out towards the planet, the constraints holding the crystal would disengage, and the crystal would fall through that glass dome, puncture through the central table, and into all of the machinations that are directly beneath it, causing a mega eruption of significance.
Oh, so
Does it look like the weapon is like movable, or is it like permanently pointing towards the planet, or does it look like we can like retarget it? Or...
You would have to retarget it, but in order to determine all of that, you would need to get these consoles back online.
I so want that crystal.
It's my shiny, my precious.
Right, so we can either trick the thing and then just drop the crystal and get out of here, or we can try and retarget the entire weapon, and then we'd have to try and find the ship we wanted. What do we need to get these computers up and running first?
Would my power pack suffice for my blaster?
To power the station? No, it's got power.
No.
It's an
No,
initiation
to
sequence.
stabilize the consoles.
Oh, I see. Absolutely. So what I'm going to need is all of you will have to chip in here. Give me a computer use check. Unless you are not trained in it.
I don't have it.
You're just looking at the crystal, mesmerized. Actually, I'm going to come to you now as to what Whis sees. What did you get, Atura?
19.
Oh, 19. Nice.
I
Cap?
got 19 as well.
19. from
18.
Lexi. 18.
Oh, I thought you said Captain.
And Shao?
17.
Ooh, go team.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's easily over 50. Yep. Collectively, you're all standing there. You're initiating the primary drive, opening up the central geothermal core. Another one of you is initiating the power flow, monitoring power levels. Whoever built this, well, Alderis, this is tapping into his own planet's internal magma flow. So it was built incredibly well, because you realize that if any of this malfunctions, Farith 5 would suffer a epic extinction level event, as its own internal core is just completely destroyed, or at least punctured anyway. So all of the systems start to come on live. A few of the dials and things don't light up, and you sort of smack them, and sometimes they come into life, sometimes they don't. And it takes you a good few minutes. Now, whilst all of this is going on and you're coordinating with each other to bring power levels up to a stable position, Weiss, you start to realize that behind all the grime and all the detritus, there is some Jedi banners hanging quite well displayed around this room.
We'll go check them.
Okay.
See what's
Is it a Sith temple?
about.
You are looking at all of these banners, and your foot kicks a box. At least you think it's a box until you realize that it is actually a Jedi holocron that has been abandoned and covered by leaves and other bits and pieces.
That's nice. I will pick it.
You pick it up. Are you going to try and open it?
Yep.
All right, so you're trying to use the force to open it. You're going to need to give me a sense force check, if you please. Whilst you're doing that, the four of you, you realize this is not a weapon that was designed to be quickly realigned. You can detect in orbit the large cruiser that is making its way towards you. It will achieve a stable orbit where it could then affect whatever it wants to do in about 1.5 minutes. You get one shot with this weapon, and it's like trying to rotate a gigantic focusing crystal, because literally that kind of crystal has to be rotated at a slight angle to change the direct beam. And it's only got a 5-degree sort of arc anyway. If you want to try and hit that weapon.
Well, I guess we're gonna crash it into it anyway, so might as well try and take someone with it.
If you miss, there's a chance that you will hit Fareth 6.
Chance.
That's not a risk I'm willing to take.
Nope.
Oh, me neither.
We have the fate of both planets right here. We could cause either one to be destroyed. Maybe we should just fire it into space.
Or just not fire it at all. Just make it think it's fired.
Oh,
I like that plan better.
Wes, what is your take on this?
I'm looking around. I found some familiar things here. Those banners look really belonging to Jedi.
Wait, so if this planet destroyer gun is a Jedi construct, does that mean that Fareth 6 has a Sith temple?
Well, it was supposed to be a Jedi temple, but
but the Jedi.
why would they want to destroy their own temple?
What if they were trying to hide something they did?
Maybe.
Why would they be in cahoots with
I'm
this?
still having the holocron, but I'm not showing it.
45 seconds until the cruiser is within range of this station.
Right, we need to just... That thing's gonna, well, be here very soon. We need to just destroy this and go.
Let's get the destruction going.
All right, so you're going to initiate the destruction sequence. Well, that's what you're going to try and do, not fire the weapon. With the holocron starts to activate, and it is an image of a very elderly-looking individual, very wise-looking individual, and it displays this little image, and he looks directly at you, and he says, "What you are about to see is a dark moment in the Jedi. It is the construction of a weapon to destroy the Sith once and for all."
Okay.
That's what you start to hear. He then starts talking about the Sith menace. And you know from your history books, 2,000 years ago, there was a Sith Empire that was actively fighting against the Jedi, causing all kinds of trouble and grief, and the Jedi were not necessarily winning that war. So he's busy laying out all of that information as he goes. He's quite... he takes a lot of time to explain a lot of little concepts that you really don't care about. And unfortunately, on the holocron, there's no way to skip forward. You are getting all of the information from the holocron as it gives it to you. So that is what's happening with you. Yes, Captain.
Can we hear it?
Yeah, you can hear it, because unless you're walking away, Wise.
Nope, I'm still...
Yeah, absolutely. So you're hearing this man prattle on in the background. Yes, Itura?
Does the Star Cruiser seem to be trying to align itself in the way of the planet.
Looking at the crude readouts, because this station, the structure was not designed to scan for starships. It was designed to scan for a planet. It's difficult to tell, but you don't think it's trying to hover directly over the dish. Darth Volgane is not that much of an idiot, contrary to current ship problems.
If they were shielding the planet, then that would be...
She does not appear to be shielding the planet now.
Okay.
Save that.
Who built it? The Jedi or this counselor dude? I don't. I'm still trying to do the sequence as I'm talking.
Absolutely.
But why did the Data Crystal say he built it, and then this says that the Jedi built it? Now I'm really confused.
Well,
or did the Jedi just plant all that other information to hide the fact that they actually did it, and this other guy didn't actually exist? And you know what? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter as you're busy punching in these codes. Go for it, Shao.
He started the construction and then supposedly died. And then perhaps the Jedi discovered it and saw it as an opportunity.
Well, that's why that Vulcan person wanted to hide it from everybody.
The recording continues. When Governor Aldaris approached us with his plan, we realized that there was an opportunity for us to learn. Sacrificing a planet with no inhabitants upon it might have led us to saving the galaxy and billions of lives in the conflict. Relocating our temple to Farith 5 has allowed us to work directly with Governor Aldaris and provide him with the final component required in order for his weapon to work.
Wait, was the temple on 6 or 5? We are now on 5.
You're on 5. The temple was
Okay,
on 6.
so guys, I found this little holocron, and this little guy in here told me something really important. The Jedi had a temple on the Farith 6, but when they discovered that the governor is building the cannon, they moved to Farith 5, so that the other planet is empty. And he said that destroying the Farith 6 will save the galaxy from the Sith. I don't know how that will work, but
this recording is 2,000 years old.
So it would have saved them from the Sith then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, here's the plan. It took us 10 minutes to climb down those stairs, right? Or that ladder, right? We ain't going to get out of here. We got to start up the ship. We got to get flying out of here. We got to get 4 kilometers up. I think,
how far is the other exit, though?
Happen.
But how far is the other exit?
The alternative exit is the primary entrance of this facility. It is located approximately 200 meters below us. I should point out, however, that the facility's doors were capable of withstanding quite a direct assault from any aggressors attempting to gain access to this facility.
That's not good.
Now you tell us.
You did not ask if the exits were guarded.
Let's get this thing just about ready to blow up, but don't blow it yet. I'll give you 2 minutes.
I really don't want to die with the camera.
Oh, some people stay here and do the computer thing, and somebody else goes and has a look at that way exit. At the end of the day, not all of us have to die.
The droid looks at L7. You realize you are going to die this day. L7 kind of gives a sad little whistle and then sort of squares himself up, nods, and resigns himself to the fact that he is going to die this day.
I'd rather if nobody died this day.
He whistles loudly. He's really happy with that idea. Absolutely, he whistles.
Right, so sort out the exits.
All right, you, Lexi, have worked out how to initiate this override. When you press, basically, it's a large button. The will disrupt and erupt in exactly 10 minutes.
Right, all I got to do is push this button.
Can't we just rig something to press it when we're at a safe distance?
Oh, that may be a good idea.
All of you make spot checks, please.
Wait, what is a spot?
Spot. Did anyone get above 15?
Does a 27 beat that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes, it does.
What does it use?
Spot is perception or
Wisdom.
wisdom.
Wisdom. Yeah, that's -1. 13.
It's okay. Captain noticed it. The monitor displaying the cruiser is now in a stable orbit, and it looks like 6 shuttles have just departed from the cruiser towards the planet's surface.
We don't have time to rig something up.
They'll be
I'm
here in
rigged
about
up.
15 minutes max if they go slowly.
Oh, no.
Right, so you lot head to the exit and get it open, and then down the comms tell me when to press this, and I'll come running.
Yeah, but we won't have time to get out of the dish.
Well, the main exit's
All right.
200 meters away, so like we can cover that in. I don't know how long it takes you to run 200 meters. But
I'm pulling
you're
rank.
well in 10 minutes.
Yeah, but then you'll be at the bottom of the thing and way away from the ship.
Well,
The
The
blast
ship-
radius is
Oh,
4
anyway.
kilometers.
Yeah.
I'm pulling rank here. This is my crew. Now I've got to protect you all. Now, all you gotta do is press a button, right? Can't fail that, but my back can fail me on the way out. So, decision's made up.
Well, I'm going to
Good
go
plan, Captain.
blow the hatch, rev up the engines, but wait, what did you say that was coming?
Looks like 6 lander shuttles, probably containing shock troops.
And they have weapons? The shuttles.
The actual shuttles themselves, they're not usually armed. They're usually just dropships.
I'll say to the droid, are there any kind of landing bays near the entrance that might still have vehicles in them?
There are 3 landing bays directly at the main exit. Each landing bay has a designated shuttle transport for the use of by the governor. Lexi, 2,000 years have passed. If no one's been looking after those things, their power cores probably won't be working at
Right,
all.
I'm just trying to work a time scale. Like, how long would it take us if we get the doors open to get from here to our ship?
The doors at the base, it would take
Like
you
the
several
entrance.
hours because you'd have to climb up the side of the volcano to get inside of it because you'd be at the base of the volcano. So that's the main doors.
Yeah.
Or you take 10 minutes to climb up the ladder to get to the dish and get into the ship and then fly away. There is an
Alright.
alternative if you take the ship and you put it next to the main doors.
Mm.
But it will take you 10 minutes to get to the ship, 2 minutes to fly the ship around and land, by which time the troopers may have already arrived. It's an estimate that they're going to take 14 minutes now.
Oh, gosh. Well,
The
Right, I
droid
think we
walks
should
up
just
to
do
you.
that.
The droid walks up to you, Captain. You will be missed.
Oh, I know I will. There's a lot of lady callers that won't be getting a payment from me. Yep.
Right, well, Lexi's going to run and try and blow the hatch then. Since
Yeah, we're
everybody's
not-
just
we're
standing
not
around.
leaving.
I'm like, sod this.
We're
let's
not
just blow
leaving
the
you
hatch.
behind. So, Lexi, you're going to blow the main door.
Yeah,
I'm going to
she's
go up the
already off.
hatch. Yeah, I'm going to go up the hatch, blow that up, take the ship, zoom past the landers. And
Oh, Lexi was going for the hatch at the top. Because she's watching you guys talking and mulling and not doing anything, so she's just off.
oh, then you're going to pilot it to the main door. And I'm going to rig up the explosive to the main door.
Okay.
Down there.
So, Captain, where are you going?
I'm gonna stay here for the moment.
All
If
right.
they get here before my escape route arrives, I'm hitting the button.
Shao?
How can I help here? Well, I figure if these shuttles are coming down, then we might need someone to operate the turrets on the ship. So I'll go with Lexi.
All right.
And you have the grappling hook, so it won't take her 10 minutes to get up.
I'll hold on to Lexi really tight.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna take Wisp by the collar and be like, "You're gonna cut every bolt there is to those panzer doors, and I will try to blast us out of here."
But the crystal.
It's a goner.
No.
The holocron snaps shut as you stop concentrating on it. All right, so you guys are going off to the doors. You're going to go to the ship, and Captain, you are standing there. The droids. L7 refuses to leave and whistles and
Aw.
stands next to you. L7 is desperate to convince you that you should go, and he will press the button because it's difficult to make captains, but easy to make L7s. The protocol droid is walking towards the door, the blast doors that Itura and the Jedi are walking after. And his words are basically, if the Imperials arrive, I will simply claim that I was coerced. Yes, I was coerced. I contain the data that they are after. I shall be fine. As,
They will dismantle you. Fuck it.
Hey, wait, he has the copied data. We should leave him here to press the button.
You should most certainly not leave me here. I am the most valuable droid in the universe.
Well, we have the crystals anyway.
You can make sure that the captain does not press that button.
I am a free droid. I was given freedom by Lexi. I do not have to follow your orders. Ha! He turns and starts walking towards a different direction. He has no idea where he's going. He's just not going to be anywhere near you lot who want to do all sorts of things to him. Okay, you guys rush to those doors.
At least delayed the data.
I have a shock button. We can just like bribe
Lovely.
him.
Lexi, would you please give me a piloting check to pilot this ship out of here? Would you, Itura, give me a demolitions check, if you please? This, would you give me an attack, if you please? Shao, you were going to fire weapons at these shuttles?
Yeah, if they're...
Absolutely,
I
give
was
me an
assuming
attack.
they were going to be coming down and shooting at us, so...
That's not nice. No.
All right.
I have my blaster ready and my hand ready. Zep is good to go.
L7 is telling you his life story about how he started on a production line. And then he says, and what was your life story?
Oh, so sad.
You know what? Wasn't as interesting as that, I'll tell you that. But, I don't know. Loved a few people. Smuggled a few things. Man, this was the most fun I've ever had.
The droid nudges up against your leg. It does not know how to love, but if it did, it thinks it knows what it feels like right now.
Oh.
What was
Oh,
your
you
piloting check, Lexi?
30.
13. Okay, there's a rocky start as you make your way up towards it. Shao, what was your attack as you fire at the first of the shuttles?
16.
16 is a hit. They were not expecting the ship to take off at all. You can roll 4d10 times 2 damage for me right now. Demolitions check, Katura.
16.
16. Okay, the final blast doors do need to be blown open. What are you using for explosive?
I have 3 energy cells and 2 power packs. Atmosphere canisters, filters.
All right, you got a lot of gear with you. You can set that up. All right, that's not a problem. And then, Whis, did you make an attack for me?
Yes, it's just 11.
It's 11.
It's a door. It's a stationary door.
Yes, but lightsabers take time to cut through the hinge of the one side, and that's what he's busy doing. Your lightsaber, you've stabbed it in there, and you're slowly boiling your way through this mega battle hinge on this blast door as you are getting there. What was your damage, if you please, Shao?
Oh, it was times 2, you said?
That's correct.
So 26.
26 damage? All right.
Yeah.
The one lander, you hit it, and you see smoke coming off of it as it rocks to the side. It's still flying, but another hit would finish it off. The other 5 are immediately scattering around to try and make it as difficult as possible for you to hit. Lexi, you're trying to come around and land in the front docking bay? Okay. You may detonate your explosive, if you please. Your explosive will do, let's say your explosive is going to do 5d10 damage to the doors. You can do your damage, please, Whis, to the door as well and add it for your lightsaber.
So, 28.
How many d10s?
5d10.
5.
Nice. 6.
9.
6.
A 0 is a 10.
10.
Okay, yes. Another 10?
Nice.
What? A 3? Well, that's more statistically, yes. 5 times.
Correct.
Yes. That's 16. 36.
36 plus 6 is 42 damage. You do 42 damage to this door. It blasts outwards. Fresh air rushes into the facility for the first time. You can see Lexi busy bringing that ship down to land. Directly behind, there are 5 other transport pods slowly coming down. They're not landing yet. They're waiting to see what happens because this wasn't supposed to be the case. From up on high, there is a single shot from the cruiser at your ship. Lexi, please give me a piloting check.
Go on, dice. I've got like a +6 and I keep rolling terribly low. 15.
That is your armor class.
Oof.
Oh.
This blast comes sailing down. $15.
Yeah, it was 9 and it's +6, 15.
Okay. It hits. It hits.
The shields are up.
The shields are up.
But that's only 53.
Well, you never know. Okay, so we've got 4, and 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, and that is 19 damage. Well, 19, and then I times it by 2, so that's 38 damage to your ship. It blasts you, it wracks you, it burns you, it does all kinds of things. The shields are completely gone. All lights are flaring.
25.
There's 5 left.
25, isn't it?
Well, because the shields take 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
25 left.
Is be enough to just.
Shao, are you going to fire at the burning shuttle? Or are you going to fire at a new shuttle?
Yeah, I'll fire at a different one. just in the effort of trying to keep them spreading out and
Nice.
slowing down their approach.
Make your attack.
Okay. 13.
13. That unfortunately is wide. That is wide.
Ah.
Is anyone telling the captain to press the button? Because it's a 10-minute countdown.
Yeah, like I'm running to him and being like, press it, we're going.
All right. So that's what you do.
Okay. So,
Everyone shouting over the comm links. Press it, press it, press it.
Press the button.
so Captain is going to. Is there a long range communication in this place?
What's the ship? Via your comms, yeah. Oh, you mean outside?
To the cruiser
Sure.
above us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, I want to send attempt to send a comm signal to the ship above us.
Yes. This is
Do they
Vulcan.
answer? Hey, I just broke your toy. And I'm going to run.
All right, you are all running as fast as you can. I need an initiative check, please, basically from the captain, and that is versus the admiral, because if she believes you, then you and your crew have no purpose or function for her.
We
As
have
far
the
as she's concerned.
crystals.
She's not convinced. She thinks it's a bluff because you sent rubbish over the comm.
We also have Abe.
Well, she doesn't know about Abe. Oh, God.
21.
That beats my 9.
Natural 20.
There we go. Oh, well, that's it. All right, so the... Whis, do you wait for the captain or do you jump into the ship?
I will go straight for the ship.
L7 is keeping up with the captain. From behind you, Captain, you hear, it appears all of the other doors are also sealed. I will simply be leaving by the same exit as you. This does not mean that I'm assisting you at all.
Might want to hurry.
I'll grab him.
He's running. Well, he's shuffling as fast as he can. You climb onto the ship. As you're getting onto the ship, Captain, you see that those other craft have landed now. So if you wanted to shoot them, it'd be really easy to shoot them, Shao, if you want to fire a single shot.
Okay.
Different one, or different one, you say?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
same one. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Roll a 3.
Yeah. They're really easy to shoot, but they're at the same level as the ship, so it's a little bit tricky. Your blast sort of buries itself into the dirt. You can see it disgorging shock troops as fast as it possibly can. The ground, however, starts to shake and vibrate. And as your landing door is closing, Captain, you're the last one in, because the droid managed to somehow find acceleration and get just fast enough to be ahead of you somehow. You watch from down the corridor, you see this blue crystal dropping through the control center that you were standing in a few moments ago.
There's the crystal.
There goes the crystal, I'm afraid. Yes. Lexi, what are you doing?
Punching it and getting us out of here once everyone's on board.
Yes. Give me a piloting check.
Yes, natural 20.
Nice. There we go.
20,
All right.
26.
With that,
runs
yes.
to the cockpit and she like weave the surface of the planet.
Yeah, I was already gone.
She's like, I got this. I got this. All right. So you punch it. You spiral out of there. As you're doing so, several Phantom fighters come dropping down to try and engage you. They're firing sort of in your direction, but on a natural 20, they don't have a hope of hitting you. I'm going to roll 3 times. 1,
Probably all the smoke
2,
that we're billowing out the back of our
3.
ship and all the damage it's taken. It's just shielding us now.
That's it. That's it. Not one of them hits your ship as you
Smoke
just
screen!
spiraling and tumbling upwards. There are warning signs going off all over the cockpit. There are breaches. There are holes.
It's going to be a bumpy ride,
There are
eh?
no shields whatsoever. You are flying away from this thing. Whis, what are you doing?
I will I don't know. I will mount another turret.
All right, you're sitting in the gun turret, sort of firing out at these phantoms. Shao, you're staying in the gun turrets, I'm assuming?
Yeah,
All right.
committed.
Captain, where are you going?
Get no shields back on.
Itura?
Gunning the
forward
cockpit.
guns. All right.
Yep.
Whilst Lexi's busy punching that in. And that is it. You sail outwards towards the atmosphere. There is this single brilliant flash from the planet's surface. And that yellow beam, or that yellow point of light, suddenly surges upwards. And it looks as if it's going to breach the atmosphere. But it just falls short. And then the whole thing collapses in on itself and washes out in this blast radius in all different directions, vaporizing the shock troops and everything that was there. Captain?
How much experience do we get for all the troops?
As you're spiraling through, you see the Republic cruisers have now engaged with that defensive net, and they have destroyed most of it. The Sith cruiser that was in orbit has been heavily damaged, and with that explosion, you see the cruiser slowly starting to turn to face your ship. But the Republic cruisers are coming in at speed, and they just open up a barrage against this cruiser. There's a communication coming in.
Go for it. Sea glass.
Duck, you must.
Oh, don't have to tell me twice.
You weave around as these cruisers just blast in towards the enemy ship. And that's where we circle down and roll the credits.
Galaxy!
You have saved the galaxy yet again. All right. Well, thanks everybody. I'm sorry we went over by a whole hour, but I really, really wanted us to just finish.
Oh,
that.
darn.
Yeah, a bit
I'm
trying.
just glad I pulled that nat 20 out the bag because I don't think I've rolled over a 10 on my dice
There.
all game
The
until
rolls
that last
were just-
one.
She's a no-nonsense gal. Like, when it counts,
There
that's...
you go. I hope you guys had fun.
Oh, amazing.
A blast.
Shall we do that round robin again as to what was our favorite moment? I mean, we had quite a long session today, so let's go quickly through it. Let's start with the Captain. What was your favorite moment?
I gotta say, Shao's sad attempt at a goodbye, but he didn't get to cash in on that.
Oh, that's okay. I'm happy to have lived.
That was a good
It was
one.
very
Yeah,
touching.
it was.
Yeah.
It was. Lexi?
I think the interaction between Whis and his Jedi friend,
Bologna.
yeah, Bologna was quite good. Just with him, from a Lexi standpoint, like echoing what Lexi's been thinking all this time. Are you sure you're a Jedi? But I just like the whole exchange, and then straight away afterwards, he was just like, that's a nice table.
There you are. Shao?
Oh gosh, so many to choose from. But tonight it felt like the dice were really telling a good story with all of our rolls, and it felt like a lot of callbacks to episode 1, and the moment when our skiff at the beginning battle got hit and Whis and I went over the edge. That was just like episode 1 where we're both hanging over this pit of acid. And then here we are again hanging off the edge. So that was pretty cool. Felt a little brotherhood from that. Like,
Well, here we are again. Absolutely. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, the temple nearly ended it. Whis, your favorite moment from today?
The control room, definitely. That was crazy things happening in there.
yeah.
Who's going to push the button?
That was it was an interesting group dynamic happening there. I thought so too. I did like that.
And then the crystal.
He's still on about the crystal. I can build a giant lightsaber with that. Yeah, absolutely. And Itura?
I'm too. Like, I'm a sucker for big cinematic moments. The moment where Valona, like certain dead, there's a boulder coming and we're sitting in a pool of explosives and it just whip into the side. It's like, yes, excellent. But the one that I enjoyed the most was actually like us being just the crew, like when we were gaming and the captain was just like walking over like, like what it would be like on a Star Road trip.
Yeah, absolutely. I really enjoyed that as well, I must admit. It was a nice sort of, everyone's trying to get their game on, except for the captain, who's taken it that his ship keeps being referred to as junk. I did like that, I must admit. I thought that was awesome.
We need a
Tries to make off as humorous, but
Anyway.
And I like Abe finally realizing that he's not a slave anymore. He realizes his own freedom in the end.
Yeah.
Go Abe.
Yeah, it's like, you're going to die, L7. I'm fine. I'm a free droid. Oh, dear. Anyway, thank you, everybody, for playing. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll see you sometime. And thank you all for watching. I hope you had as much fun watching as we had playing this. Anyway, until next time. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.